Like when you and I were in the honors program at the same time?
We were in the honors program at the same time?
I think so. I was leaving
sure?
as you were arriving.
Oh, what? Yeah, that's like the memory that you forgot. You want this turned down or up or anything?
No, you're good. It's just my ear is like kind of digging into my ear. What did I forget?
You forgot that we had a rap on stage in front of the whole school. I think it was your freshman year though. Because we were both student government, and I had no business being the senior class president. I had a 1.7 GPA, and they let me still do it because I got voted in. That's true democracy.
You don't have to be like...
You can still be president even if you're a felon.
Yeah.
1.7 GPA, I'm senior class president.
I didn't say it, you said it. I think you don't have to be like, I don't know, reputable on paper necessarily to be a good leader.
It's because I had cool music and I made like a speech. I had to get my tonsils or wisdom teeth, something removed. I think it was my tonsils removed when everyone was doing like little speeches to the class. And I mixed like a CD because I was really into like music and mixing and stuff. I used to make music recorded straight to a tape. Even before it started, because the ACTs, they would give away free like laptops and stuff. And I won a laptop.
Oh, yeah,
Do you remember
I did
that?
too. I won one too.
Are you serious? Yeah. And then I got Audacity.
Did they give it to you like right before Christmas break? Did they give it to you as like a little gift?
I think
wrapped
so.
up?
We probably went and grabbed it at the same time.
Yeah, probably. I was like, yeah.
What did you do with your laptop?
Dude, I had it forever. I had it like for 4 years, and I used it.
I used
right till I went to college.
You were using like Microsoft Word and stuff, huh? You were being like a little
yeah. I would use it
smarty pants doing your homework.
No, I would use it primarily to mix the songs for like the Mr. Mag dances.
You were
too.
mixing songs too. Yeah. That's what we were both
illegally.
Doing. Yeah. Would you have LimeWire or something?
Yeah.
No way. Were you running LimeWire?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Ruth showed me how.
I'm glad you grew up with that. Ruth. Okay, there we go.
Ruth Loza gave me like
Margot
all the...
taught her everything, and then Ruth taught you everything.
Passing it on down to the younger generation.
Because I was going to say, you're kind of the younger generation. I would think you didn't grow up with LimeWire.
Yeah, no, I did.
Found it.
Yeah. My cousins actually showed me LimeWire. Sorry, words are hard. Yeah,
there was a lot of things we shouldn't have been downloading on there.
They would make me mix CDs. Of stuff. Yeah.
Burning CDs.
Yeah, just a bunch of punk rock music.
Right, drawing on them. Would you draw and decorate them?
Yep. They would draw like little hands flipping off and stuff like that.
Gosh, rebels.
Yeah, they were. I'm like, oh, my cousins are so cool.
Bad. They're so bad.
Yeah, they're bad boys. And so they showed me how to use LimeWire and stuff. But Ruth showed me how to use, I don't even remember what it was called. It was like a software to mix songs. So I'd use LimeWire to download all the songs, and then that little program
Audacity,
that she showed me.
I bet.
I think so.
It was like a blue icon with like the waveform. Yeah.
That's
Audacity.
The one.
And you open it's just tracks. These empty tracks you can keep making.
And then you just can kind of like, I never learned how to do the fancy stuff. I just did like the most basic.
Like filtering and doing all these crazy things.
I did not.
It's like fading in, fading out.
Yeah.
Fading into different songs.
Yeah, and I just like let them overlap.
Would you match the beat?
I tried. I don't think I did very good. I mean,
the tempos aren't like matched or nothing, so it's hard to mix.
Were you around when Ruth and I like choreographed the Mr. Mag dance together, and then maybe you don't? Maybe you'd already graduated.
I graduated 2012.
Yeah, I think you'd already graduated.
So I was a senior. You were a freshman, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
You were a sophomore?
What year did you graduate?
2012. So I
was 2014.
I started.
So you were a junior when I was a freshman.
Oh, yeah. You probably did run and we were practicing behind the bleachers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, everyone probably practiced behind the bleachers. But
yeah.
I think I remember. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I was doing it. I did a boxing one with Oren and Camden.
Yes.
And we were ripping our shirts off and being oily. And we got the stage floor all oily. Do you remember that? Do you remember that at all?
I don't remember you guys getting oil all over the stage. I remember... Listen, you were not the only boys that liked to take their shirts off for that talent show.
The whole point of Mr. Mag is to take your shirt off.
It was like, who's the most ripped? That's the one that's going to win this contest.
No bias.
Who's got the biggest muscles?
Yeah. Or funny.
Yeah, or the funniest.
The funniest one. Or just brutally talented.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was usually for Miss Mag. Some like Trujillo would bust out a violin or something.
Piano playing.
Yeah, piano playing. Somebody that just talented musicians.
Yeah.
In the Mormon community. I swear.
I mean, they're the ones that have the discipline to do it.
Yeah, they're all doing violin. I swear they start doing violin early on. Who else is playing violin out there in Magic Valley?
Bro,
I never hear about violin in school or nothing like that.
No, we don't even like in Buell. I know that Twin Falls has like an orchestra. So like kids can
like
start
Magic Valley Symphony.
Yeah, they can start strings or like
Oh,
young.
what? Kids can join that?
Yeah.
So is it
there's
sound
a
like,
youth.
does it sound like kids are in it?
Yeah. But at least they're doing it.
Yeah,
like
that's
at
cool.
Buell, they don't have that opportunity. I
Yeah.
think it'd be cool for them to be able to do like no kids can do strings at our school, you know.
I'm a
They got to
big
do like
symphony
trumpet,
nerd.
saxophone. I mean, I did
Oh,
drums.
what did you do?
did.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you played drums. You played soccer with Keisha.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, I got okay. Actually, there's one question I really want to kick this off with.
Oh boy.
Who, I don't know if you know anything about this, but who do you think would win in a fight? Ronda Rousey
Oh.
or Joe Rogan?
Oh. What the freak, dude?
You don't know about this?
No.
Ronda Rousey's talking crap about Joe Rogan and Khabib and all these people on this.
Oh yeah, I
like,
saw
podcast
the
she did.
post about Khabib where she said
She's
like
salty.
everybody's got his
Blank in
in
his
his
blank.
mouth in their mouths
Yeah,
because he retired before he peaked or something, right?
Yeah, she's saying that MMA fans like shit on their fighters. Like once you lose, they don't give a damn about you. All this stuff, but everyone I listened to Chael Sonnen talk about it, Ariel Haswani talk about it, and I think they nail it, saying that she's like just like salty, reading hate comments and stuff and being angry.
So many people hate her, and I don't know. Maybe you
Who?
can shine some light on this. I don't know why.
Who hates her? I didn't even know anybody
A
hated her.
lot of people apparently hate her.
Online.
Well, yeah, trolls. But like
Do you
saw.
do you know people who talk crap about her?
No, I don't know them personally.
Me either. I never met anybody.
But
I
it's
think we all
like-
think she's cool.
Yeah, I think she's amazing. I think she was a trailblazer for women's UFC. But I
And
mean,
Holly
she's
Holmes came.
yeah. And then there was Holly.
And
But I
then
think
the new era.
I think that a lot of women actually drew a lot of women to watch UFC. That's like when I started watching. I was
Yeah, she brought a big audience.
I was probably 14, 15
Really?
when I was like, Ronda.
No way.
Yeah. That's
You
when I
started getting into UFC
yeah,
in high school?
because of Ronda. And I wasn't
Yeah.
like super into it, but if Ronda Rousey was fighting, I was watching. And
She's
then
like-
Holly and then all those gals. But
Then you start realizing, dang, there's like, especially after Holly Holmes ends our superstar like that,
yeah, dude,
you're like, this is a crazy sport.
yeah, well, and I think I always had an appreciation for boxing and striking and things like that. Now I know that jiu-jitsu is the better
It's the
of
best.
the martial art
Depends
arts.
what kind of jiu-jitsu we're talking. Because some
What do you mean?
people probably, I've read Hickson Gracie's Breathe, and he's got this animosity towards sport jiu-jitsu.
Yes,
He
there's the
thinks
divide.
there's jiu-jitsu for fighting, where you can like
Yeah.
it's kind of sounds like combat jiu-jitsu.
I
Is what
think
he's
so.
thinking of.
I think he also comes from the
Old school ass
I was gonna say
roughneck days.
the realm of roughneck days and the realm of a lot more reverence to jiu-jitsu more as a martial art than as a sport.
Yeah,
Then-
well, I think it's the reverence towards the actual concept of pure fighting, straight fighting, no rules, vale tudo.
Yeah.
No
and
rules.
for the purpose of I'm going to kill you.
They
And
could.
you're going to try to kill
Yeah,
me.
some crazy
Like,
ass stories where they just no cameras going into a gym and just beating the shit out of each other,
Yeah.
walking out bloody, a dude limp back there in a puddle of blood.
Yeah. Well, the guys that started our gym, they talk about how when they first started training, it was nitty gritty like that. And I'm like,
What was that, like the 90s?
no, honestly, it wasn't. It was like early 2000s, I guess. Probably. I'd have to go back and ask.
Who's the guy at your gym? The black belt. There's probably multiple black belts.
There are,
Who's the
but
main
The guy,
founder?
the main founder is Augie. His
Augie.
name is August. Yeah. August Gabiola.
Does he have a big beard?
No.
I think I've seen him on
He's
Instagram
bald.
a little bit or something.
Really tan skin.
Oh, yeah. And so
a little
he's
bit of a beard.
connected to Alliance was originally Southern Idaho, right?
Yeah, that's the name that everybody knows it by.
And then
Southern
what
Idaho
Alliance
Prison.
is connected to a bigger school that's like more
It's
national.
worldwide.
Oh, worldwide. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So if you travel and you're part of an alliance
Oh, that's
team, normally, I mean, like the courtesy is to call and then they'll be like, here's the drop-in fee.
Oh,
But
really? Okay.
most of the time when you're like, hey, I'm at Alliance Twin Falls in
Like, come on
Mexico,
in.
like, can I drop in and train? Sure, come
Yeah.
on in. Like, you know what I mean?
Just come
Most
on
of
in,
the
let's
time,
have
yeah.
fun.
So if you're part of an alliance, I don't know what they do.
As long as you don't come in storming the gym.
Yeah. Be a-
Where's the biggest guy?
yeah.
Come here.
Let me beat up your white belts. Yeah, as long as you don't come with that attitude, it's just
Yeah.
like, I'm just here to train. But yeah, so Augie is the one that talks about how they would walk out with bloody noses,
Oh my God.
black
yeah, back in that
eyes,
era.
like limping on an ankle, just crazy, and they would roll hard for like 30 minutes, 30-minute rolls.
That's so funny because I think of your podcast you did with Shanti and how you guys are talking about there's like a generational constant. Oh, they had it harder, but then you guys had it because you did like you were training on mats on cement or something.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, we were like, I'm like, this compares.
Judo thrown onto
not, yeah, this does not compare to what they had to go through, but I feel like that's what we're gonna say to these guys. It's like, these floors are nice. You have springy boards underneath your mats.
Broken ribs every day.
I had to walk 3 miles to get to my jiu-jitsu class. No, but yeah, they definitely had it a lot rougher because also they didn't have. I mean, like what we have now in the Valley is world-class training, and you have access to so many classes per week. These guys had to travel when they first started like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes to get to training.
Yeah, and the talent, because it just seems like it's like just blossoming like an exponential growth factor in martial arts. Yeah. Because there's like these badasses that keep coming in and growing out into the sport, and then they share their knowledge, and then they share their knowledge, and it's just this branching out of masters and their students going off, making more masters and more students, and it's just an exponential factor in the world. Everyone's learning how to kick ass. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but they're starting at a younger age. Whereas
that's what's terrifying.
Yeah. Before the people that were starting jiu-jitsu, it's like 20s, 30s. Now you got these little 5-year-olds learning how to like armbar the piss out of people and like choke them and so by the time they get to 16, when they can get their blue belt, you're like, you're not a blue belt. You can beat me up. Like he's gonna get his black belt pretty soon. Here.
Who cares about belts, right?
I mean, yes and no.
The thing that you guys were saying
10th
on that
planet guy.
Well, the belts are the shirt color. You wear your shirt color, your rash guard,
yes,
or whatever. You and the thing that you and Shanti were saying though was like, oh, I like when people underestimate me because you're talking about size, being women, and things like that.
I know.
And like, we kind of like when people underestimate us because we could be, ferocious or whatever. And I'm like, that's literally the point of belt systems.
Yeah.
Because even if you're a blue belt who actually should probably still be a white belt, it's like, what the fuck does it matter once you're rolling? What belt you are? It's just, what can you actually do?
Yes, you are right in that sense. Yes. I think in regard, like if we're talking me compared to you, compared to Dalton, compared to Nick, like the people in the room, it's like, no, what can you actually apply to when we're physically rolling, when we're going?
Yeah.
In regard to my personal journey, I feel like it is important to kind of mark.
You got a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a goal in mind.
Something
you want
to work towards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, okay, you get your degree. You know, if they didn't give you a little diploma at the end of it, you'd be like, what the frick, dude? Like,
because you ended up, the thing that would piss you off about that is because you end up learning shit you didn't even want to learn.
Yeah.
I feel like I got like a damn near music degree. I've been reading so many like educational, like education system music theory books and like music with mathematics books and all these music books lately. And I'm like, damn, I should have majored in music.
Yeah.
But I got all the knowledge anyways.
Yeah. Well, you learned how to learn while you were.
Yeah, that's the goal in life. That jiu-jitsu and everything is learning how to learn and how to become an expert eventually.
Yep. In whatever thing you're obsessed with at the moment.
You know the Dunning-Kruger effect? The Dunning-Kruger effect is it's this spectrum, this graph where you have the vertical axis is confidence, the amount of confidence you have in a subject. And then the horizontal axis is time spent learning. And so as you go, the Dunning-Kruger effect pretty much says as you start your journey, you start learning and you have this high spike in confidence early because you think you know everything already, and it's like too early. You know, it's like someone who thinks they can fight, they've never fought.
Yeah, you get this little sort of high.
I watched a fight or two. I think I know it all. And then as you keep learning more, your confidence dies down. You realize, oh my God, this is a deep ocean of things to learn. Yep. And as time goes on, you slowly think you turn into like, a solidified, high confident person to speak on it. But I was getting to the root of it. We were just talking about Dunning-Kruger with Isaiah, and we got to this idea of like, the reality is when you realize you're never climbing back up again. It's like you have to be a student forever, because even when you think you become an expert, you get to the I think even to the maximum route, I'll take it to the maximum route, you aren't going to be like an all-knowing, omniscient God.
No.
You're always going to be, I don't know anything. Life, somehow, something you'll realize. There's just it's infinite knowledge and finite lifespan.
Yeah, and things are ever evolving.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So you got to just
how are
stay
you
down.
Know 100% of something that's ever changing, and that's everything in life? any field that you go into, anything you study, anything that you look at, they're always like, oh, we discovered this, by the way. And as you begin learning a subject matter more and more, even you start to make discoveries in the matter itself or in yourself, and you start to like look at things differently. And so I feel like you're right. There is truth to that.
I think the Dunning-Kruger graph, though, how as I imagine it, it kind of always starts out, high, low, and then gradual high, and then it ends there. And that's how I always think the cap. But then after that high, there's probably another like little low and then a higher one.
I feel like there's an ebb and flow of like discouragement, encouragement, discouragement. Like, I feel like crap. I don't know anything. Okay, I'm getting a little bit better. That's how it is.
It's like you're a white belt in a place with no jiu-jitsu people. And then you're a blue belt with there's only nothing but white belts underneath. And then you run to a purple. And then you run to a brown. And then you constantly, that's the constant confidence level skewing.
Well, I haven't. So, for example, I haven't been able to go to our women's class in the last few weeks just because we had scheduled changes at the restaurant and stuff. But what used to happen is I'd go to women's class on Thursday night, and most of them are new, if not all of them, besides like me and another girl. And so I'm just, not to arrogantly say it, but I'm just like cooking through people, right? I'm just like, feeling good. Woo, top of the world. Walking out of there freaking feeling great. And then I go to train at 6 a.m. Friday morning with like all these black belts, and I just get the crap beat out of me, and I'm like, okay. That was a humbling experience.
And then you get all mad, and then the next time you see those white belts, you're like, my turn.
I'm going to take my anger out on you. Right. I feel worthless. Make me feel better about myself. But yeah, so I feel like in jiu-jitsu, especially, you constantly have that ebb and flow of like, yeah, I know something. No, I don't know anything.
You're pretty legit at this point. You've been training for 5 years?
Yeah, sadly.
5 years
but
now.
I don't have much to show for it.
Oh my gosh.
You say that,
That's the end of the Dunning-Kruger graph is going Socrates style. All I know is I know nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a high level to reach.
Yeah. Well, even the black belts around us will say very humbly, I still have stuff to learn. They're still always, and in jiu-jitsu especially, you can see in how such a short time it has changed dramatically. It has evolved dramatically. It has spread and grown dramatically. And so when you watch videos of these guys competing, even in the early 2000s, and then you watch what these, like, the Craig Joneses of the world and stuff are doing with their crazy, like, buggy chokes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I love to watch Craig Jones just for, like, a 30-minute video, walking through cycles of people coming through.
And you're just like,
and he's barely moving.
How?
He's just like,
makes it look so easy. Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
It looks like you're screwed so many times, but he's never panicked. He just steps right through. I
think I saw a video the other day where he, oh no, it wasn't him, some other guy. This guy had a darce, was going into a darce choke, and he countered it. He was on bottom, and
so the guy's on top of him.
Guys on bottom getting like a darce choke.
They're like, back and what do they call that? Like a
like sort of like a side control, so perpendicular,
higher up on the side control with the arm and the head, trying to get a darce choke.
Yes,
and then
the guy counters it with a buggy choke and like gets his freaking leg in there.
That's like a rubber guard thing.
Yeah,
where you're pulling up and pulling.
Yeah, so their leg comes through. They
God!
They grab their
That's
own
unfair.
leg.
That's so unfair.
I can't.
So he's choking them with his torso, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy at our gym who's really good at these ones and can just find how to choke you from anywhere, basically. But I looked at that and I was like, how? My back hurts just looking at you doing that. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. It's like these younger dudes and girls that are just ready to play with anything. They're like, oh, what if I put this here? What if I do this there?
What's the one with the double legs that you can put like, it's like a orchard, like full orchard or something like that.
I don't know. 10th Planet has
their own lingo.
Yes.
But it's where these kids that will do it, they practice by putting they can like put double legs over their heads and shit.
I've seen that. And I'm like, what kind of kung fu
crazy
monk is the crap is this?
I'm not built for that whole mission control 10th Planet stuff because I was wrestling. Actually, I came back and I started doing this grappling. At 10th Planet, we'd do it, nice and slow and good training. I would have my guys that would dominate me and also the guys where you could feel like you're just like tumbling around for a while. I came back here though when I started going with the guys that don't train that much and there's this big guy. His name was Caesar. I think he went to prison. And He was a big dude. Looked like he was juiced up, I think. But
Probably.
yeah. And we started going, and we were just grappling around. And I'm like, let me try to like put a. Fuck, I can't remember the term. What's that one where you flip it up? I just said the word for it. Where you put up the back, grab your leg.
Up the back, grab your leg, like a double under. What do you?
They come.
Just demonstrate.
They're in my guard.
Like
this, and I go like instead of I do this.
Oh yeah,
this is
yeah.
on the shoulder. This is behind the back, behind the neck.
Yeah, yeah. That's like.
What's that called?
Well, I think that's a version of a rubber guard. Like
rubber guard.
Working into rubber
I just
guard.
said it. That's what I was trying to look for. Rubber guard.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, rubber guard system thing. I tried doing the rubber guard.
Because then you can bring
him.
the leg in front of their
You
neck
like,
and then choke them.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I was trying to get to that, so
Yeah.
I was trying to rubber guard him. This is years ago. I haven't trained at Temple Planet obviously since COVID. After COVID, I moved back home.
Yeah.
While I was going to Portland State, I was just training, and my big love was mainly Muay Thai. Muay Thai. I end up loving striking so much; it's so fun.
Yeah.
But I get this guy in rubber guard. I heard you saying that you were wanting to be a boxer. I was like, what? Okay.
Well, I don't know if I want to be a boxer, but I'm like, I want to try at least a couple Muay Thai.
You were enticed to striking originally.
Yeah, I never did it, but just
we
like
could
playing
just train
around.
some striking.
I know. I'm like, let's play around. Let's do it. But anyway.
I could show you up to yellow belt and big Muay Thai. Technically, officially. Maybe I'll belt you up.
Belt me up to yellow, and then we'll go from
And then
there.
we both got to go find an instructor after that.
Help.
But my Muay Thai instructor said that I should come back. He'll
Yeah.
belt me up. I don't know if it's cheating or what, but I hope he does. He's like, come on back. Because he sees me always practicing.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
he's
And then
like, come on.
And he'll send me videos, and I'll send him like demonstration videos back because he'll try to give me critiques sometimes. And he's a former Marine too, so we're like, you know.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
But back to my rubber guard situation.
Yes.
The guy started spazzing and like trying to like really just force it out, and I felt like he was going to just shatter my knee. I thought he was about to destroy my knee because it's a weird position.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I just let go, and I was like, kind of had a little bit of a sore knee.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am not doing that shit again.
I ain't playing around with that.
Yeah, I'm not stretching for that. That is gonna break me.
Yeah. Well, especially as we get older, it's like there's certain things that you don't need to mess around with.
There's this Brazilian, his name is Junior at Family Boxing, who teaches jiu-jitsu, and me and him were grappling once. And a few years back, I get so many injuries, dude. And we were just started up on top, so I wrestled and stuff. So he's tried to shoot on me, and I sprawled and stuffed it. Put this down. Sorry about that.
You're good.
I stuffed it, and I tore my pec, sprawling on a takedown. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't!"
Bro, how hard you sprawling?
I've tore this pec before. Look, see, I got this. I got the surgery.
Dang.
So I recognized immediately, like,
you were like,
I did it. And I stopped. I was like, "Just stop."
Yeah.
And then I had torn my bicep tendon last year, throwing a sloppy ass hook at somebody during sparring, and I think it overextended and popped. So, yeah, I know about that whole.
Take it easy, brother.
But I just take BPC 157 and I'm back to gold. Have you
Dalton tried
heard
that.
about that?
Yeah, Dalton tried it. I think BPC 157.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the body. It's not body protection compound, but that's what people always say. It's the peptide.
Peptide. Yeah.
Peptide in your stomach.
Yes. Did you get like weird nightmares from that?
I just always have weird nightmares.
A little PTSD.
There's a little more weirdness. There's like a horse there that didn't belong.
Oh,
BoJack Horseman's there.
Those kind of nightmares. No, Dalton said it gave him like weird.
Really?
And I'm like, I don't know if that's from the peptide or if you
just being a bitch.
No.
Dalton is the man.
Jason said that, Dalton, not me.
Dalton, I'm sorry. I was like, Dalton is the man. I was listening to a little bit of his podcast too, and I was like, hearing a story about him getting into this big fight and calling over his homies to come get into fights. I was like, holy damn, Dalton. He really down to throw.
He was a fighter. He comes from a line of
rough men.
Yes. I would say troublemakers.
Nice.
Rabble rousers.
Is it better to be I guess like I'm trying to quote a Skyrim hero. Have you ever played Skyrim?
No.
Well, there's this dragon that's like really evil and he used to destroy the world and stuff. And you get to the point in the mission where he's like a really good guy now. He wants to help the world. And it's like ancient days. He almost destroyed the world.
That sounds cool.
It is cool. And he says these like deep quotes about like, is it better to be born like soft and kind or to be born aggressive and violent and learn to tame those natures to become soft and kind? It's kind of the warrior and the gardener in the war.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one.
Because me and Isaiah, we compare ourselves to this kind of because me and Isaiah are very different. Me, I'm more like aggressive, down to fight, things like that. and Isaiah is more passive.
He's like peace and love.
He's a peace and love guy.
Peace and love,
but he
everybody.
is learning martial arts and stuff from me. Like we'll play kung fu and spar and stuff a lot.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
gotten like way more confident and way better at throwing punches than he used to be. And we realize what it is like there's this balance point where you just want to be kind but capable.
Yes. I think that there's also another quote in relation to that. No, I'd rather be prepared for war but live in peace, or something like that. There's a quote.
That seems like the gardener in the war.
I think that's
warrior in a
the
garden.
same idea, the same concept, where basically it's like I'd rather be prepared to fight, but work to live in peace.
It's just giving yourself more free will, really, because when the bad situation comes, you'll have options.
You're ready.
You can decide how this is going to go.
Yeah, better to use
Maybe.
it. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. That's what Dalton says about guns, but we can use it. We can use the same phrase for this too.
Yeah, but there's a statistical problem here where it becomes paranoia versus preparedness.
Right.
And when it seems like, should I walk around with a machine gun? Should I walk, or should I learn how to be able to beat freaking Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
Should that be my goal in martial arts? At what point there's a spectrum you got to find out where this is how the level where I'm pretty prepared, and this is where I'm like, maybe I'm just obsessed or paranoid.
Yeah. Well, you can't live in fear either, right? So you have to find equilibrium.
Yeah, and it seems maybe you just look to statistics. I've been trying to just be a guy who follows statistics at this point in my life.
I'm becoming more of a numbers guy.
I'm just turning into AI. run the algorithm.
You will become a human computer. What's that?
Aren't we all just computers?
What's that movie? Bradley Cooper? No. We're talking about you use 10% of your brain.
Oh, Limitless.
Limitless.
Where they take the pill and they're
the pill.
They remember Bruce Lee on TV and they know how to fight like Bruce Lee because they watched it.
I'm like, you would be the one to invent that if you could, I feel like.
Oh, I would if I could. Hell yeah, I would. Oh my gosh.
Limitless. There's another movie too. Is it Scarlett Johansson that's kind of about that too? Or no?
Lucy.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's sick too. And she becomes like electromagnetic
AI.
force.
Yeah. And oh man, I love movies like that. Freaks me out.
You know about that comet, that interstellar comet that flew through our solar system?
I heard about Atlas. I heard about it, but I didn't really look into it very much. Yeah. What do you think? Spiritual or
what?
Spiritual.
If that comet's spiritual?
No, if it's a spiritual thing, if it's a cosmic thing.
What does spiritual mean?
I mean,
to you?
Supernatural. I mean,
alternate dimension.
Perhaps a portal was open and we just happened to take. I'm just.
What does spiritual mean to you? For real?
Spiritual?
Yeah.
I would say,
because it's kind of an undefined thing that everyone might be able to say differently.
It is. Spirituality in itself is very vast. I feel like a lot of people have different types of spiritualities. Like mine obviously is Christian-centered, whereas other people might not be, but they might still be seeking connection with a higher power.
You grew up Catholic because you're Mexican, right?
I am,
obviously,
yes.
You're Mexican, but you grew up Catholic, right? So I'm assuming.
I don't know if it's obvious that I'm Mexican. Some people, like, when they walk into the restaurant.
Like that white lady who argued with you about tortillas?
They walk into the restaurant and they're like, oh, you speak Spanish? And I'm like, yeah.
Why? What? You look so Mexican to me.
That's what I thought. I don't know. I'm like, what do I look like to you? Do I look ethnically ambiguous? Like, what?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, but yes, I grew up Catholic. I'm no longer Catholic. More
Protestant.
Just regular old Christian.
What is it? Is that Protestant?
I don't really know. No.
What's Protestant?
I think that was when Martin Luther reformed.
Oh.
That was what came out of the Catholic Church. That was sort
of
like
the individual connection with God moment.
Yeah, like I don't need somebody
versus hierarchy.
Yeah, I don't need a priest to talk to God for me.
Oh,
I can talk
like the
the
forgiveness of sins thing with the Father. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a hierarchical structure that you used to follow.
Yeah, it kind of strips the church of the hierarchy structure.
So that is kind of what you are now?
I wouldn't say I'm like deeply connected to the ideals of the early Protestant church or even like.
Oh, really? Is there something weird there?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it can get a little bit weird with legalism and sort of living their lives based on law and
not
so much like based on their works, more so than their faith. I'm not 100%
and by that
sure.
You mean personal connection with God.
Yeah.
Based on their works versus like what they just personally have going on with their connection.
Yeah, I think a lot of those early churches were very much so based like Lutheran, Protestant. Even today, we have those denominational churches, Baptist, all of those branches are very like works-based faiths. So you have to do XYZ to get into heaven. It's not just based on...
What kind of works, though? Because I like, when I think of works, I always think of like the Catholic, like, okay, do 20 Hail Marys or whatever the heck.
Where you like similar. I think it's based on following the 10 Commandments. What does the Bible say about this? Oh, you can't dress like that. And each man puts their ideas into their own system. So they make the rules, basically.
I feel like the new version, like the newer era of Christianity kind of leads more towards like more free will. Just do what you want. And
love God,
it's up to you
and
you and God later on to just feel how forgiven you should be.
Yes, I think so. There was a big revival, they call it, back in the 60s, 70s with Chuck Smith. He was in California, like this hippie guy in California, and sort of revamped like what church looked like for the American Christian. And he basically like provided this space for people to just come as they are. You didn't have to wear a suit and tie to church anymore. You didn't have to show up with your Sunday best. And if you didn't, you look like a little Raggedy Ann. People would look you up and down and be like, how dare you wear that to church and be irreverent to the Lord. So he kind of helped strip the church of that.
Was this in the 70s?
Yeah, 70s.
Makes sense. That sounds like when some people would be free thinking to be like, just come as you are, bro.
Yeah. Love and peace. And he was like this big hippie dude. And so the Calvary Chapel movement came out of that. And there's Calvary Chapels like all over the world now. That's what the church in Buell was for a little bit. No longer. But he kind of like opened it up to be more free in worship, more free in like the gifts of the Spirit, more free in like, hey, everybody's welcome. Come on in. Check it out.
Very Jesus style.
Yeah. And we, go figure. That's how we should do it. And the teachings would be verse by verse, book by book. Like, we're going to go through this together, break it down.
Which book do you like to use?
Which version?
Yeah, version.
I like the ESV. I used to be...
English Standard Version.
Yes. I used to be... Or the church that I started at, I think used to be NKJV. I don't know what they use anymore, but I don't go there anymore. But
do you like to acknowledge the Book of Enoch? Do you know about that?
No, that's very Mormon.
What, Mormon? No.
Yeah.
It's not Mormon.
Yeah.
The Mormons use the King James Bible.
But the Book of Enoch is only in the Book of Mormon.
No, it's not. It's in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's in the Ethiopian Bible.
I'm thinking of a different one.
You're thinking of the Book of Mormon.
No, but the Book of Enoch is not in our modern Bibles.
Yeah, it's in the Ethiopian Bible. In Enoch, Noah's dad. It's an Old Testament story.
Right, okay.
And they found it in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
I'm thinking of Nephi.
Nephi. Yeah, Nephi.
Yes.
Laman, Lemuel.
Some people call it Nephi, some people call it Nephi. I went to school with the Nephi, so...
Well, the Native Americans back in Nephi's day said Nephi.
Yeah.
It's an American story, you know that?
No.
So the Book of Mormon is about Jesus coming to America.
Oh, yes.
So it's like all the American, it's the like downloadable content of the New Testament.
Yeah.
You know what DLCs are like video games?
Yeah.
The extra bonus map.
Yeah. Like here, I went into a cave and this is and now I'm coming out and telling you what God told me.
Yeah, he went to a grove of trees.
My bad.
Sacred grove.
Not a cave.
And Jesus and God came and talked to him and said, hey, all these churches are wrong. Here's a gold plates. These are right. These are about America's story. That's not Enoch. Enoch is Noah's dad, who's like the only righteous man who walked with God.
Right.
How they describe him in Genesis. And Enoch, the Book of Enoch, several copies, like 17 copies found amongst the Dead Sea Scrolls in the text of Qumran, where they found all those old things.
Cool.
What's crazy about that, I think, in the end, there's like trusting sources thing, because I can't help but wonder. I want to refer to the Dead Sea Scrolls all the time, especially because the Book of Enoch is the oldest one. And if the Book of Enoch's in there, it's like, dang, that might be like legit. We should probably look at that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what if they're lying about finding this? You know what I mean? Like
there's always
a string pull what if to consider.
Yes.
But I like the Book of Enoch, and I just like to look at information as information. Like, okay, let me see what it says. Book of Enoch is
But dope. I think that's cool. I think especially like if you go back to, and I'd like to study more of that. I honestly think that's one downfall for me as a Christian is I become very lazy in my study of it. And, you know, it says always be ready to, what's the verse?
Oh, well, you screwed it up.
I forgot that.
Guess you're not ready.
I'm under pressure.
Always be ready
it's not always be ready to make a case for your faith, but it's always like, oh man, I always quote it and now it's gone.
But the gist of the
gist of it is like, you should know your faith and your word. Like, you don't just get to go,
but it's hard because
Jesus is Lord, okay, bye. And you know what I mean? It's like, no, you should study, which is cool. I mean, and I know a lot of people do that.
It's escaping Dunning-Kruger.
But I think that a lot of us get lazy. And that's why I was telling you earlier is I think it's so important to read other religious texts as well, because historically speaking, I feel like there are not connections. That's not the word I'm looking for, but I feel like if you fill in the gaps with the historical context, then you can filter out what's true and what's not.
If you find patterns that are similar, like for instance, the Bhagavad Gita, part of the Veda text, it's Hinduism, right? Hinduism, yeah. And the Veda texts are the oldest literature we have that humans ever made. Bhagavad Gita is one of the major books that came out of the Veda text, and it's a super cool story. And God, Krishna, in it. Sorry, I have to burp.
Let it out.
Can't be as bad as that fart you ripped on the mat. Just kidding.
You can bring it up. I literally brought it up on a podcast.
You brought it up on a podcast already. I'm bringing it back up. I want it on my podcast too. Come on.
Have you not ever had a fart squished out of you in jiu-jitsu? Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And you
look
know
at you embarrassed now.
It's a miracle that it's only happened once to me. Okay, because I tend to.
That was just like a good massage point with that knee on belly. Just. But
I didn't even know it was in there. It was just like out, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Let me show you. I want to read it.
Bring it up.
I think you'll find.
And I want to be like you. I want to like become a little bit more knowledgeable and
look at all that.
The religions of the world.
They're fun.
Not to explore the religion in and of itself.
Yeah, because if you look at Deuteronomy, if you explore the religions, you should be killed.
Yeah, well, thank God Jesus came and, paid for all of that.
Changed things up.
New covenant.
Let forgiveness and love conquer.
Yeah, but I think it's important for that same reason that we talked about to always be ready to make a case for your faith. And while you search that, I'm going to search that verse because it's really ticking me off that I can't think about it.
Yes. All right. We're about to actually find the right sources for this. If I can, I'm freaking got too many markers in this. I'm like, where was it again?
Always be prepared to give an answer. That's what it is. 1 Peter 3:15. Always be prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you. And I don't know that it's always necessarily it doesn't always have to be scholarly, and it doesn't always have to be based on your knowledge of other religions or the Bible itself.
Could you read it one more time for me? Yes. I was a little occupied.
That's okay. It's always be prepared to give an answer for the hope that is in you. Always be prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you. So
what's your defense?
And I think, hold on. I think that it doesn't always have to be scholarly. It doesn't always have to be an argument against other religious texts or other religions. I think if you live your life Christ-like daily and are walking hand in hand with the Lord daily, then you will always have a testimony to share about how he's working in your life.
What does it mean to live Christ-like?
To live Christ-like is to try to emanate whatever fruits of the Spirit lie within you. So are you familiar with the fruits of the Spirit?
No.
Okay. So the fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, faithfulness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. It's actually the fruit, singular fruit.
What's the goodness one?
Goodness?
Yeah, what's goodness?
What is goodness?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You ready to make a defense?
I'm still figuring that out. back to your graphic of the, what'd you call it?
Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger, yeah. Still figuring it out.
Yeah.
But those are what are called the fruit of the Spirit, actually. It's often misquoted, and I just fell into that as the fruits of the Spirit, but it's actually a single fruit.
Okay.
So if the Holy Spirit, all things good. Yeah. And if the Holy Spirit resides in you.
Which as good as a definition being like kind and love and gentle and nurturing.
Yeah.
Things like that are good.
Yeah, that essentially we deem as good.
Yeah.
If those things can come out of you, then that shows Christ is in you. It should show. That's why a lot of times it's like, oh, you can see by the fruit of their labor. They are not actually living out what they say they are. But we are not perfect. So, and I think what a lot of Christians themselves forget, and people out in the world that aren't Christians forget about Christians, is that they're sinners too. We're all broken people, right? We're all trying to be better every day, or hopefully, but it's the same concept where it's like, I'm never gonna be perfect, and I'm never gonna be an expert. So it's constantly, daily striving to be more and more like Christ, to be more kind, to be more gentle, to have more joy and give joy. It's XYZ, etc.
Where does for you this, because who would disagree with those concepts? Those are beautiful, and they're evolving harmony. You know, it's a world that people would love to live in, where people are gentle. Yeah, the Tao Te Ching, I love that book too. It's a book of Taoism. It's kind of where the yin and yang symbol got popular, and that book's like thousands of years old as well. It came from a guy named Lao Tzu, and they talk about this passivity and like being super neutral almost, and like the obviously yin and yang, you know, like like an ebb and flow of the universe kind of state. People like the Lao Tzu is spelled Laozi, and the way I remember it, that Laozi, the O is the yin and yang, and then you got Lazi, which is lazy. Like y'all people are lazy. It's the opposite of stoicism. Yeah, Stoicism's like conquer life, push in, make it happen. And Taoism is like sit back, make some tea, relax, let it flow.
It's I think of what's his name off of Avatar? The Uncle Iroh.
Uncle Iroh, yeah. It's very Uncle Iroh's got his stoicism. Yes. He's a beast.
I was gonna say,
he's all doing pull-ups.
Yeah, he was a perfect example of what we were talking about. Balance of stoicism and Taoism. You know, he's a warrior, seeking peace, but he's ready.
Capable.
Yeah, he's capable and
very capable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which without power, you get no respect.
But with meekness, he has power, like in control. He's got the reins on it.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. But without the power, you're like, no one gives a damn about you.
Yeah.
If God, that's why I asked this question in my story a long time ago. That I think I always put philosophical questions out there for people, but that I think probably pisses people off probably sometimes. But one was, would you still worship God if he wasn't powerful? And it's like, it's the power. You created us. You have the power to destroy us. You're powerful, but nurturing. That's why we love you.
Yeah, that's an you pose an interesting
question.
But
without the power, you're just a nice guy on the street that can't do anything for me. You're the equivalent of that. So do you respect the good, or do you respect the power?
I think I respect the good because of the power.
It's like being grateful that he's not going to kill us all.
I mean, honestly.
He's a really nice guy, and he could kill us all, so thank you.
Honestly, it's kind of like when you show up and the black belt could murk you, but he chooses
If that guy wanted to just strangle everybody here, he would.
Yeah.
Thank you for not doing it.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. There is an appreciation for that. And
Which is like the basis. True. It's like the basis of civilization. We're not like hunter-gatherers that the leader of the tribe is the alpha who can just pummel anybody who wants to stop them. We're now civilized. The people who are the best are the ones who are using their brains.
They can discuss.
They can talk. We're not going to grab a club. We're going to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the same thing. So that's like that's literally the root of balanced civilization, is the concept of power with capability. But the power is important. Weird.
It is very important
to us. Yeah.
You want me to go back to that?
I can't find it. But the thing is, There's a part in here where it's like he's asking Krishna, the prince who's like in the story, asking Krishna. He's like the blue four-armed god guy who has like no form, but he goes in that form so he could understand his power. He's powerful as hell. And he says like, who are you? And he pretty much says like, I am, which is very much like they say in Genesis. And he's like, I am. And how he carries the entire existence of the universe in his like breath, like while sleeping pretty much. So it's pretty cool. And that's an interesting one for you as a Christian. How do you feel about someone who you would say lives Christ-like by those good fruit quality, but they're Hindu?
I do. I fail at it daily.
No, but they're Hindu.
Try. Say that again.
But they're Hindu. They're Hindu in India.
Ask me the question again.
But they live very Christ-like.
Oh,
how do you feel about that?
Oh, yeah. Listen. This is the thing I'm still in search of understanding more and more is the connection. Like I said, maybe connection's a bad word to use, but you just gave a very good example of a similarity to what was said in the Bible. So I'd like to have a bird's eye view of these texts being written or these things happening and to just like look at it all and see how they all just came to be and how they are all like weirdly connected sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just said, it's like, okay, well, Buddhists don't believe in Jesus, but a lot of them are very good at sharing peace and love and joy and all those things that we just talked about. But if you're asking from a Christian perspective, it would be that we are made in the image of God. Therefore, some form of moral compass in us must exist naturally.
Some form of what?
Moral compass. Therefore, I think it is within our nature to have good and evil exist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to. There are a lot of thoughts going through my brain that are a little bit difficult to sort of express.
A good baseline function, though, for this all morality, I like to look at the Amazonians, the untouched tribes, who are just all fucking and murdering each other like crazy. No, it seems like very immoral to us.
Right.
And I'm like, are they born with it? I like to think people are born with it, though. I like that we have this equal spirit of understanding what's good and bad. Like, because I think of this book, Ordinary Men, where ordinary people in Poland who were driving trucks, selling flowers, ended up putting rifles in the back of Jewish kids' heads and shooting them into a ditch. And some of them would get sick. They'd step out to the side and start puking. And they keep doing it. But it's like they got like biologically repulsed
by their actions.
You know?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And I'm like, that. So it's almost, that makes me feel like a built-in morality thing.
I think people know when they're doing wrong. Like it's you don't have to train a little kid to do bad things. Like you have to train them to not do bad things most of the time.
Yeah.
Being a parent, as I'm sure you will find out soon, I'm not a parent, but I've seen people have to. I've been around a lot of kids. Yeah. And I have nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And I've taken care of a lot of kids. And it's like, you have to constantly be going, no, don't do that. This is why we don't do that. No, don't be disrespectful. Don't touch that. Don't destroy that.
Teach them the rules of society.
Yeah, exactly. And to just how to be a decent human.
Yeah. Without that, though, are they born with that moral compass or are they taught that moral compass?
That's what I'm saying is like, but have you noticed how different kids have different
There's a spirit. Yeah, there's like,
goodness.
there's a programming.
Yes.
Like you came here and you have like already a program to you.
For whatever reason that is, if you believe in the whole like.
I call it a spirit. I like to think that we have spirits.
Yeah,
and that
absolutely.
was like individualized spirit to us.
Yeah.
But also I like to give myself the consideration that maybe I'm just being biased. Because it's like, for me, I used to count cards in blackjack all the time. And if I would deviate from the likelihood, because there's a strategy, and then as you count and you can figure out, oh, the next card might be high, the next card might be low based off the counting strategy, you make statistical choices, you know? But sometimes you got a feeling and you're like, I know it's supposed to be big, but I think it's going to be small. I'm going to go against the statistical odds. Boom, boom, hit me. And then you win. And you're like, yeah. And you're like, that's intuition. That's something deeper. I had some psychic thing going on. But if you looked at that in a grand spectrum of data, it might just be like a coincidental luck over time because the odds are every time you do that, you're going to end up losing all your money. But so it's arguing the intuition aspect of life.
So yeah, it's like, what do we look at? Do we look more at the science side of it? Do we look more at this like intuitive side of it? But I think going back to kids teaching right or wrong, and like seeing how some kids are born what we would call more noble than others. Some are born a little bit more destructive than others, and you have to sort of guide them differently, right? This kid responds to spankings, this kid responds to reasoning. And so, and like I said, whether you believe that it comes from their experience in their former life, if you're, you know, a Hindu and you think that they had
reincarnation.
The reincarnation. Yeah. Like, oh, maybe
they're bringing some characteristics from their previous life.
They're bringing something in, or you believe that
it's a spirit from the spirit world.
It's a generational curse, and for some reason you struggle more with anger because this is something that was brought in from the sins of your father. Or if you believe whatever.
I have a good one.
Yeah.
That could be an option for this. Or have you heard of chaos theory from Jurassic Park when he drops the thing and it drifts?
Yes.
And then he's like, does it again, drifts this way? And he's like, oh, so things are going to change. It's chaos. Life is chaos. Mm-hmm. What if it's the molecular structuring of the DNA in the embryos creating a biological slight deviation that makes a person a little different? And with billions of people, each deviation that's so minuscule in the complex exponential aspect of molecular biology, that's what appears to be uniqueness.
But do you think that just happens just because, or do you think that happens because God wanted it to?
Well, everything happened because what?
You might have a different answer than I do, but
but it all gets to the thing is some user pressed an action and it went prompt create. Boom, and we are whether you're Christian or anything, it's that this is like a lower level simulation of sorts, not computer. But a divine creation.
I see what you're saying.
This isn't baseline reality.
Right.
We have a higher reality.
There's more to it.
Yeah, there's something beyond just this physical world, is what everyone tries to imply. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, everything. Am I meant to drink this right now?
Yeah.
The atomic structure of the entire universe, all stars imploding and blowing up to the heat, to the rotation of the earth, to this moment where I lived every action that led to me sipping this, talking to you at this very moment. Why did that happen? You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Maybe, I guess you could argue it because you're going to argue that's the Big Bang. Like, what's before that? Obviously, someone made shit happen.
But there is, if you look at Genesis, there is a particular part that talks about
being light.
Yeah, where it talks about that similar thing where it's just like it was spoken into existence. I know there's a correlation between what people call a big. I think it did happen.
But the stars were around before light was around. That one always confuses me.
Yeah, but
they created the stars and the planets, and then they created like the nights and days. And
but
the stars isn't that created with the stars and planets already?
But the stars that we see, it's light we see because it's already exploded.
What everyone's arguing in the end of religious and non-religious people, I think, is there a conscious creator or unconscious creation? Did things just happen because it's part of an unconscious cycle where if you let things happen infinite, which doesn't make sense. Nothing should ever come from nothing. Mm-hmm. It's that weird anomaly. Mm-hmm. That's the beautiful thing about all this. Well, something fucking happened.
Yeah. Something happened. You have a name for it. I have a name for it. You believe this.
We literally are here talking. Like some shit happened. There should be nothing. Literally.
But I think
logically.
Essentially, if like a human, no human should walk around faithless.
I think it makes you strong, honestly. Yeah. Like just baseline, if you don't even like whether it's a true belief in the idea that the miracle of your religion happened or not, I feel like believing in something after is going to keep you from crying like a little bitch on your deathbed.
Yeah, well, and
some people do. They're just scared.
I love that educational.
You're about to. The reality is, we're all on this conveyor belt, and there's this giant dark pit, and we're just gonna slowly, each one at a time, we're watching each other fall into this dark pit, and everyone's being like, "I heard someone tell us that at the bottom of that pit is salvation in heaven. I heard someone say at the bottom of that dark pit is nothing," and we're all just falling, and some people are crawling, begging, "Please, I don't want to fall in the pit. I don't want to fall in the pit," and some people are like, "I'm ready, Jesus. Let's go. Fall into the pit with grace."
Yeah, you know? Yeah. Well, and I think that essentially, wouldn't you agree that, or I don't know, would you agree that this is a terrible argument and I don't love it, but it has some merit to it, I think, future Izzy might disagree. But you know, when you go back and look at stuff that you said or used to believe, and you're like, why?
But I like to have the balls to have sincerity about what you believe. So what is it?
That I would rather, and I used to say this all the time when I was younger, and so now my thoughts have changed on it a little bit, but it's almost like I would rather walk in this life trying to be as faithful, you good?
So I got a cramp in
no.
my hamstring.
Yeah, that's what I started using Bosco as a footrest down here because my legs started getting stiff. Yeah, my tiny legs. I'm just patting his little belly down here. He's loving it.
But you would rather.
But you know what I mean? I'd rather live my life faithfully, trying to do good and bring good into this world and believing in the promise of Christ. Because essentially, I feel like if you look at all the texts, I still need to look at all the texts, but there is just like this one thing that sets Christ apart from all of these like prophets and all of these people that went in and said like, well, God told me this, so blah, blah, blah. There are a lot of things that set Jesus aside. So if you look at it statistically speaking, like how you like to look at things and you know, with the science-based mind, you can look at it still, and you can look at all those texts still and see that Jesus' story, Jesus' life, and everything related to him, and everything that is connected in the Bible and the Dead Sea Scrolls and all of these XYZ, all these things that come together, you can look at that and go, there is something different about Christianity that makes it set apart. And when people talk about their testimonies,
religion for the people, really,
truly,
because the origins of it is spread amongst slaves and servants like crazy, because it was like there's no hierarchy of kings above me in this world. Like we're all
everyone.
Yeah, we're all able to be saved by the salvation of Christ.
It's a faith
even
for everyone.
Little old me.
Yeah. So there's a promise, right, that stands apart again from all of these other things. It's like, you don't just live this life to just have to live it again, you know, or you don't just live this life, and then we see what happens, or you don't, you know, do all of these things in this life to have 1,000 wives and levels of heaven and da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? It has like ultimately
reward-based morality.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Then back to the faith versus work sort of thing. But I genuinely think out of all of those, if we look at it statistically, it would be the one to go with, in my opinion. Again, I need to go back or not go back, but moving forward, I would like to explore those religious texts a little bit more and just see like, okay, what gaps do these have? Looking at it from a more scholarly perspective, because my journey has always been more of like in Hebrews, faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, right? So it's kind of like, I'm going in, I'm trusting you blindly like a father or a kid would trust their father. Like, I'm going to jump into your arms and just trust that you got it. It's all good.
It doesn't really matter, I don't think, for you to go super deep into all the text, though, because I like really for because I think I understand that desire. I used to really want to kind of like have this understanding who we are, and I would dive into these texts, reading all these things, and I'm like, I realized that there is no like, you're not going to get the answer, because all of it is subjective based off testimony in the end. Whether, 100 people saw Jesus, you say it was written, someone said that 100 people saw Jesus. Do you trust that guy? You know what I mean? Everything is written by someone in the end. There's no like, which is the difference between like science. Science isn't like just a field. It's a methodology, which is you observe, you repeat, you analyze, and eventually you have things that repeat over and over, and you can which makes them physically utility in this world. We can make engines, we can make MRI machines, we can send shit to space, because we figured out when you do this, it always happens. And we can calculate the calculation. But of course, I personally also like to leave room for divinity, because I did a lot of psychedelics and I was like, damn, is that God?
Is that you, Lord?
I've done a lot of Joseph Smith style praying, though, and Muhammad praying, where I've been out in the middle of nowhere being like, UFOs, God, please.
Naturalism.
I would be scared, like, what if something does come? I'm going to shit myself. Like, this would be crazy.
I'm not ready for this. Never mind.
Abduct me. If you're just aliens, you can abduct me. Let me know.
Yeah.
But I got too much to live for now.
That's what my cousin Danny said about the thing that you were just talking about, Atlas.
Three-eye Atlas.
The Three-eye Atlas.
Third interstellar object to come into our solar system. That's why it's 3i.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she was like, they're like, hey, if you see them abducting me, just let them take me.
Just let me go. How am I going to stop them?
Yeah. I'm like, girl, you can be that annoying little girl that they send back because you wouldn't leave them alone. And she can be like, yeah. I'd be like, why's your head shaped like that? What does this button do? She would
my gosh.
She's like, I would annoy them to the point of
That's like SpongeBob and the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
And he's like supposed to be in Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah.
And he springs him back. Like,
it's going to backfire on them to take her just like that. But
on the morality thing, for me, tell me how you feel about this, because good and bad always gets so subjective when you talk about it with people. It can, because you say it's about being kind. Being good is being kind. And it's like, well, I think I'm being kind by being heavily critical to you. And it's like, I think you're being mean, and it becomes this very subjective argument where you have to figure out what is good to you, because that's what you're using as your argument for what morality is. You got to do good things, not bad things. What is good? Let's write the rules. It gets really murky. And I just, off of lots of pondering by myself, this is where I've got myself to. I think it makes sense for me, is the difference between creation and destruction, is the difference between good and bad. You drop a bomb on a city, you destroy lives. You ended life. There's no more possibility to blossom from there. You bring food and aid to the city, you're nourishing life. You want life to keep blossoming out and exponentially affecting other lives and producing more life. You're being critical on someone really hard on their artwork, and you're destroying them down and they don't want to create anymore. That was a destructive behavior you just did on them. But if you're inspiring them to keep creating, you're inspiring more creation. Create begets creation, and destruction ends life. And I think that's like, where does the root of what you're doing? Is it to blossom more creation, or is it to bring destruction? And I think for me, it seems like a good baseline to figuring out what's good and bad.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. But what do you think about the times where, like this gal who was on Shanti's podcast, she shared a story about, they asked her why she stayed in jiu-jitsu. And basically she was a climber, loves climbing, is like crazy, will climb like frozen waterfalls and stuff. And she talked about her experience. She tried like the 2-week trial class, and then she was like, yeah, I think I'm done with this. And as she was walking out, she said some guy was like, I knew she wouldn't last. So then she turned around and she was like, what did you say to me? And that's what made her decide to continue jiu-jitsu. And she like loves it now and is all about it. She's a brown belt.
Well, I don't think she's destroying anybody.
But that was a destructive comment, but it created something good in her life. So what do you think about that?
Was it a destructive comment? Yeah.
I think it was meant to be.
It was meant to be, but because you're an action user, yeah. She did do a destructive comment. He did do something bad.
But had he never said it, would she?
She did something great.
Yeah, but had he never said it, would she still be?
But that's the thing of
I don't know, just a thought.
It's entropy. It's literally like just the yin and yang. Like if you just got white, you got nothing. You just got black, you got nothing. It's the contrast between black and white that creates substance. And so, of course, you need bad to let good exist.
Yeah, that is true.
Very Tao Te Chingy.
Yep.
The yin and yang, so obviously, without that destructive comment, there would be no chance for her to show an overpowering creative act, which was to inspire more creativity by making her living so hard, inspired others to live hard too, I'm sure. You're like, whoa, we're talking about it here right now. I think, I lost my train of thought. All right.
I threw you off of
Yeah, let's take a little break. I have another thing I want to ask you, but I have to use the bathroom.
Okay,
let's
cool.
Take a little break.
A little bathroom break. Let's do it. Oh, he's a good boy. This dog is such a good boy.
So that guy, he did a bad act, destructive comment. That girl, she rose and did creative. And you were wondering, well, what that bad cause is good. And I realized while I was using the bathroom, it's choosing what side of the picture you want to fight for. Like, are you on the white side of good or the black side of bad when you're in the picture of the yin and the yang? Are your actions being creative, or are you on the side of destruction? Because there's a constant battle between the two in this universe. This constant eat or be eaten, and just this force which creates everything, the night and the day, the good and the bad.
Right. So I guess that act was still disrupted. That person himself was not part of bringing that good into the world.
He was fighting for bad for a moment.
Yeah. So her actions, it's like the beauty out of ashes sort of thing, So she fought back
with more light.
Yeah.
She brought a little extra light to the painting.
Yeah.
Because she put a little blot of dark there.
And she's like, watch me.
I'm going to overpower that darkness with this light. Watch. The thing that gets me tripping on the Tao Te Ching, and just in this concept of morality a little bit, is fighting for what you love. Because there's pacifism in the Tao Te Ching, and I was in the Marine Corps, you know, practice martial arts and stuff. So you kind of like fighting. You want to fight you want to be able to defend yourself. The whole concept of what this started off talking about jiu-jitsu and stuff, to be capable is to be able to destroy to protect your creations. Is that bad? The Taoisms think that it's bad. You should just be neutral and let
whatever happens happens.
Yeah, then the intolerant people will destroy the tolerant people, though, and then there will be no tolerant people left.
Yeah.
So it's a paradox.
It is.
So it's like, where are you going to draw the line? You got to fight for it.
You can't let evil triumph over good.
Yeah, you have to push back.
Wouldn't that then make you evil? The Eli Weasel.
It's like
talks about indifference being.
Oh yeah, Knight.
Yeah. Right, indifference. He talks about that. I mean, a lot of people do.
Yeah, I don't remember what part.
But basically, if you stand by you're an indifferent bystander, that means you're still taking part in the evil act. So people
by allowing evil to spread, are you evil?
I think so.
Because then you're not part of the white resistance.
Yeah, I think you're not taking a stand. So even though
by white I mean the white picture of the yin yang,
yes,
not the race.
We know what you mean. Freaking.
To clarify that,
bigot.
not talking about white pride. Then the whites could conquer,
white
right?
Is always right. No,
I'm not even. Do you know that I'm not even white at all?
Really? What's your dad then?
Do you know who my dad is?
Yeah, I know your dad.
I know your
mom.
I just realized you don't know my dad. My dad. Wes isn't my dad.
What?
That's Isaiah's dad.
What?
I just realized you never knew. That's funny, huh?
I did not know that.
So that's why I can't be rooting for the white people. Everyone thinks I'm white in the whole world. The whole world. I'm Jason Turner. I'm fucking the whitest dude.
If I didn't know you, I would think you're Asian, actually.
The Asians don't think I'm Asian, though. No one thinks I am anying. They're like, what
nobody wants you to be part of their group. The Mexicans will take you.
Barely. They're like, he's a no sabo kid.
We love the no sabo kids.
Yeah, you're completely fluent, huh?
Yes. Well, yeah.
Well, you better be.
I know.
You're in the industry.
And I went to school for it, so that would be a shame.
You went to school for Spanish? Yeah. So how was your Spanish before going to school for it?
Decent. But it got exponentially better.
That's how I got my Spanish down, was taking Spanish at the university. Because I didn't really speak Spanish growing up. Like we did up to like 5 years old, and then my mom just flipped straight to English only when she married Wesley.
Oh, okay.
And then we just became English speaking only. And then now I struggled. I had lots of Mexican friends, and I could speak basic level, but it wasn't until I like went to the school and got like vocabulary down.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, for the longest time, I did not know that you were Mexican. When at school, I didn't know you and Keisha had a Mexican mom.
Oh, really?
Until then I met her and I was like, oh, these kids are half Mexican. And this whole time I thought Wes was your dad.
Yeah. Well, so my dad is Mexican Korean.
Okay.
He's there. My mom and dad were in Juarez.
So there's a little Asian in ya.
Yeah, there's a little. I'm Korean. Yeah.
I knew it.
So now my son is Mexican, Korean, well, like
Bosnian.
Spanish, American Durango, Korean, Bosnian.
That's a great mix.
The American Durango I found out on Ancestry. That's like Nate. The mestizo.
Durango?
You know what I mean? Like a Mexican is a Spanish mixed with the native.
Yes.
So that's a mestizo of sorts.
Okay.
Did you know mestizo?
Yes.
Okay, I learned that in the school house as well for learning Spanish.
I would be considered mestiza.
Mestiza?
Yeah.
Not mentirosa?
Mentirosa also sometimes.
That's like liar, right?
A dirty little mentirosa. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that always tripped me up, which we always used, is ahorita. Ahorita is like the most universal fucking word.
Very Mexican though. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
It's exclusively Mexican.
Yeah. Well, I've been in Colombia a few times and got some good friends there. And every time I say ahorita, they're like, who taught you Spanish?
Yeah. Where are you from? But no, yeah, I love learning about language in general. And I love learning about the history of language and just how languages work. And I like identifying what language people might speak based on their accent. I just love it. Yeah. I think it's so cool.
You got any other languages you've worked on?
Yeah, I'm trying to learn French right now. On Speak.
Bonsoir, mademoiselle. Comment allez-vous?
All I know is how to say, je voudrais un crêpe, s'il vous plaît. I'm like, I'm learning how to order at a cafe right now.
It's like, give me a crepe.
That's the section I'm in right now in my little app thing. It's like,
what app are you doing?
The Speak app.
Is it good?
So far,
is it translating well, do you think, to like you actually speaking out loud?
I think so. It makes you speak a lot.
Yeah, does it? That's what's good.
And then it has this, I think it's like a feature that you have to pay for, which I might. I'm testing it out, where you can have a video conference
Talking
with
to
their
someone?
little, it's like all
Is it AI
AI
what?
stuff.
What?
It's all AI. It's really cool.
My-
And it'll like register. I mean, I know Duolingo does this too, but it'll
hate
register. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I
It's
tried
like
it.
matching. It doesn't work to real world.
They gamify it, which is like cool
Yeah,
and fun, I
yeah.
guess. But if you really want to learn how to,
You got to speak and listen.
a lot. And so I
Speak
think
does
that's
that.
Speak
Literally
does
in
that
the
a
name,
little
it sounds like.
But
My
yeah, it
favorite
makes
is
you-
Pimsleur. Have you heard of Pimsleur?
bit. Oh, yes, I have.
Pimsleur is the shit. I
You
love
like it?
Yeah. Every time I'm about to go to a country, I just get the Pimsleur app, get that course going, and you are learning fast. Like 30 minutes a lesson, but it teaches you. The best thing about it is it teaches you. Now coming from our sponsors, but the best thing about I wish Pimsleur is the shit. I'm considering getting the subscription because I just on and off it, when I need it. And there's so many. At one point, I was like learning Navajo because I'm like, this is so cool. Whoa. But so you're never going to speak it. It's kind of worthless to learn languages that you never use.
Unless there's I don't know if you know Brian Bacon, he's a local pastor, and his church works a lot with like the Navajo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Navajo
and he
tribe.
speaks the language?
No, he doesn't speak it. I don't think. I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But he works a lot with the Navajo people in New Mexico, Arizona.
Oh, really?
Where are they? They travel a lot there, and they do like work with them all the time. They have like a sister church there, I think.
My
Don't
best
quote me on
friend
that.
from the Marine Corps is a Native American who lives on the reservation up in northern Idaho in Spokane area. Coeur d'Alene tribe people. And I guess one of the last old guys who could speak the language died like a few years back. That's a crazy concept, right?
That's so sad.
It's like the death of a language.
Yeah.
But if you got it written down, people can pick it up. But it's the death of the actual authentic language.
Yeah.
Because then it's
very sad.
interpretation.
Yeah. There's a lot that you get from the spoken language that you don't get from the written language.
It's like we lost Pimsleur and we got Duolingo.
You got the Wish version of Pimsleur.
Yeah, we had the real deal.
Yeah.
And now we just got matching cards. And how do you say that?
I think that's what if I don't know, maybe in the future, but I'm like, if I could have done life a little bit differently, I think I would have gone straight into linguistics.
Really?
And gone, because there's these people that, these scientists that basically dedicate their lives to recording languages that are dying.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds like an easy job. Sounds like my job. It's an audio video job. You're
Let
like,
me just record you.
speak.
Cool.
We got enough for the AI bot. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, go have fun dying later.
Yeah, preserving that information does sound awesome.
The language, yeah. But I think part of their work is also, okay, let's record it before it dies off. And then there's like an organization where they work with the community, if they so wish, to sort of revive it in their youth. I know some communities have done that.
Well, it doesn't sound like you need to get a linguistic degree to do that. To go save the languages.
Well,
you just need a camera and audio.
Yeah.
Just go and talk. Hey, can you speak? Can you let me record this guy so we can save it?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, maybe you're right.
That's all you got to do.
Let's
What
just
do you
go
need to
around the
study for?
world.
And Meta glasses now, the new Meta glasses, they literally translate while you're talking.
That's
and
freaking
it puts
cool.
subtitles on the text.
I'm not big on like getting the next big tech thing or anything, but that, I'm like, I want some Meta glasses.
Zuckerberg thinks phones are going to be irrelevant in 10 years, and people are going to just be doing everything through their wristband and the glasses.
And if Zuckerberg says it, it will be so.
Well, he's pretty on top of the tech world. Yeah. Tech is getting crazy.
It is. It's
awesome.
Wild.
I love it.
It's awesome, but also is there a little bit of a scary aspect of it to you?
Not for disciplined people. Use it.
What about
Don't be abused by it. Use it. It's going to connect everyone.
Undisciplined people. Or the people who use it for evil.
People we do that with their phones right now. Everyone's looking at their phones right now. I still love my phone. It lets me connect. It lets me travel the world. It lets me get jobs and lets me engage with long lost friends. It lets me stay connected with you.
Oh, yeah.
Before, people were writing letters and shit. Like,
I know.
Izzy, are you still alive?
I'm going to assume you're dead because I haven't heard from you in a few months. So
with Meta glasses, you like go to another country or in Tokyo and everything's translated for you. You talk to a person, it's translated. You talk back to them. Maybe you can get something to say back. Oh, what that Jason this,
Yeah.
Then you start speaking together like that. It's connecting everyone. So it's literally, it's just like obviously.
I think there is, I have an appreciation for technology, but I agree. It does need.
It's the people who are getting destroyed by it versus creating with it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, are you going to blame McDonald's for getting fat?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to.
It's like, I'm excited about McDonald's. We never get burgers around here. It's like, but you're going to get fat. It's like, I'm going to only eat it like once every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. If you know, and so it's like, it's not McDonald's fault that you're a fat lard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just stop eating it every day. I don't know what to tell you.
That's how I feel kind of when people, like, I used to be like this, so not that much hate, but when people always post about their social media breaks, it's like, oh, so you were just being toxic for a while? Like, dude, relax.
Why don't you just step off it?
It's not even a break. It's just how you should live life.
Yeah.
You should just naturally be, it doesn't have to be an official break.
Yeah.
You know, just
be.
No one even remembered that you were gone either. Like, I'm back. Oh, you were gone? Okay.
Didn't notice.
There's a lot of content out there that we're all consuming.
Well,
it's easy to forget.
There's a reason. The Bible verse too that says, "I think more highly of," or no, yes, is it? I think more highly of myself than I ought. Right.
Yeah, like your perception of who you are matters a lot more.
I really need to get better at remembering.
Well, guess what? You can just ask AI, hey, what's that Bible verse like that? Bloop, bloop.
Exactly.
Your glasses will be on. You're like, what's that Bible verse again? It goes like this.
Like the kid off of Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Oh my God.
What was Cookie?
Yeah, Cookie. Or the guy from Kim Possible.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do this. It's really, really hard to get it done.
Yeah. Do you think that was inspiration for what exists now, or was
my gosh. Well, no, if you want to talk about inspiration, these guys, 1968 they made this, and they were doing FaceTime. They had FaceTime. They were flying rockets to the moon, doing shit. This was made before the moon landing. You know, have you seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Landing.
Yeah.
The conspiracy theorist in you says, we should get into that. Don't get into that.
What's your favorite conspiracy theories out there? Epstein list. Oh, this show just got canceled.
Don't mention that. Take that part out. It's not going to let you.
There's no Epstein list. Ghislaine Maxwell's going to get let go there. Wait, we realize, there is an Epstein list, which means you didn't traffic anybody. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's the reality of the powerful people in the world.
Yeah, well, okay, so I was going to say, back to the AI thing, I'm like, the conspiracy theorist in me is like, we're going to have an eagle eye situation on our hands.
Oh, yeah.
And then
power.
Also, I'm very conspiracy theorist when it comes to government stuff like that. I'm like, they're all evil. Don't trust any of them. And so it's like this part of me really has to fight to not get into the crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe we go to a dystopia, but maybe we'll go back into a utopia. Maybe it's the consistent push and pull. People are scared. I mean, right now with this, people from 100 years ago were like, they'll track you on your phones everywhere. It's going to be a dystopia, which they do.
Yeah,
but it's not quite as dystopian as we feel. But I understand the fear too. But I think as long as you could say, as long as we have guns. Because I think of the day, like, I don't really give a fuck about politics that much. I'm like, if one day some guy, like a Chinese truck rolls up and a Chinese army guy knocks on my door and says, give me your guns. I'm like, nah. Yeah. I shut the door on them. And then they try to break in. I'm going to start shooting them. You know, because it's like we're being invaded and they're going to try to stop us. And I would hope that my neighbors are going to be like, who the fuck are these foreigners coming and killing our community?
Yeah.
And we'd all rise up and start fighting together. It doesn't have to be a foreigner. That could be your own country within you taking over you, showing up and saying, give me it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm like, we're all living peaceful, but we all have to be capable. Like the thing. Yeah. So I have a lot of faith in that my community here, we all got each other's back.
Yeah.
You know, this is the thing that matters is this is the people you see every day.
For sure.
And we got each other's back here. I smile at my neighbors. We're having a good time. They come and talk to me. It's a good time. But so with the whole eagle eye situation, I'm like, whatever, do what you want. But once you guys come to the community, it's the reality.
So you have so much more faith in humanity in that sense to be like, nah.
Yeah. Okay. I think of because I read Alexander Solzhenitsyn. He's the Russian author of the Gulag Archipelago. It's a ridiculous book. I listened to it actually. It was like 60 hours long. Jeez. Huge audiobook, but it was fascinating, and it just goes through the entire Soviet uprising to the gulags to the mind control, like Stalinism, pretty much going deep into Stalinism, and talking about the torture techniques they would get people and make them admit to crimes they didn't do by slowly stepping on their balls one at a time with their boots. Just say it. Oh, okay, I did it. All right, 10 years in the gulag, hard labor.
Yeah.
We need more GDP, and we're forcing people to make it. So it's like, there's no capitalism, so they force people to go do hard labor to keep the production up. But the thing I loved about the gulags,
crazy.
People, there's like these letters that they follow through some of the people. And one of them that stuck with me really, really was this guy who pretty much got his balls crushed, beaten up. Life was the worst he could possibly ever get. Throw him in this cold cell. He hasn't slept in a long time. His life's over. He's miserable. And they throw him in the cell. And these guys, they like all look at each other and they slam the door, yell at him. And it's just the worst thing that you could possibly find yourself in. Life is over. Your loved ones are gone. You're alone. And he looks over at these guys and they look at each other and then they all busted up laughing. They all just started laughing, and that's like the term gallows humor. And there's always this little bit of resistance of like, fuck these guys. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's the hope. Yeah, that's I got hope.
Light.
You can't kill rebellion.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, fuck you. And you could whip them as much as you want. You could bash them, but you can't take out the flame.
Yeah.
Because humans are embedded with it. We are individuals. And I cry. I want the bottle now. I could say, you don't get it. It doesn't matter. You're an individual. That baby from the moment you're born are asking for it because you want it. And as you grow up, you always want what you want. And mom and dad says no, government says no, it doesn't matter. People are going to have rebellion in them. And that's why I don't feel that much fear. It's like, whatever.
I think
this is it.
Yeah. Historically, we can see that.
It's the push and pull.
Always. Yeah. Always that push and pull. Always that. And, you know, I don't know. I often think when you go back and watch those, you know, historical movies about the Revolutionary War or things like that, where people step up to the man and they're just like, what are you going to do now? I got all my homies and now we're going against you. Sometimes the pessimist in me is like, I don't know that we still have that in us. I don't feel like we're tough enough.
3% of them have to do it.
I don't feel like we have that nitty gritty in us. Like, we're too comfortable.
You don't think those guys at the jiu-jitsu gym will do it?
I think so.
They are part of this community.
And then I think about the people that are around me, and I'm like, oh no, hell yeah, yeah.
It's reality, not the internet. Like we're all like we're legit. Like we exist here. We got tough people everywhere. Yeah. It's just they just usually stay quiet. Yeah. They don't whine on social media.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think Dalton has to kind of bring me down to earth a lot of times.
You get all mad on you looking on the internet getting mad.
Yeah, he's like, how about you get off the internet for a freaking second? Like, just relax and don't take it all too. He doesn't say like that. He says it with a lot of love. He doesn't talk to me like that. But basically, shut up.
Starts grappling you.
Yeah. Grabs me by the hair and just strength. But no.
That's why you really started learning jiu-jitsu. You're like, I gotta get him back.
Yeah.
Stop this domestic violence.
He actually was like so stoked for me to start it. And now, remember when we were talking about it? And I was like, oh, I drank the Kool-Aid hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't think he expected me
you went hard.
To love it this much. Yeah.
Who would have thought? I kept thinking about that. Like, obviously, I was talking to Keisha about that, actually, about you being in jiu-jitsu. And I was like, yeah, Izzy, I'm sure she wished she was in wrestling. We talked about it. And you're like, it just wasn't really an opportunity because not a lot of people were doing it, like girls-wise. And Keisha feels the same way. She wishes that she could have wrestled, but just didn't feel like she could.
Yeah.
And I'm like, isn't it hilarious that all these girls felt like they wanted to do combat sports? No one assumed they did. And if they would have all just said, hey, they would have had their own league.
That's what I'm saying. But like we were all too scared.
Yeah, everyone was uncomfortable. It was new.
Yeah. I just wish I would have had a little more rebellion in me.
There's like a girl league now. There's like tons of girl wrestlers.
Oh yeah, dude.
They're everywhere.
They're rocking it.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Amit Allure, she just got gold in. She's on the American Olympic team, the USA Olympic team.
Oh yeah.
She's married to big jiu-jitsu guy. Oh, what's his name? Brazilian. I forget his name. Anyway, he just won the ADCC championship. We just watched him. Anyway, his name will come back.
But these big people you look up to?
Yeah.
Then
and
one of them's a wrestler?
Yeah, she's just like, and it's just this team of like tough wrestler women, and I'm like, that is so cool. I love that for you guys. But like, it existed for them. That she's not. I don't think she's younger than me. By not a lot. Like, I'm not that much older than her. And so I'm like, man, that gap was filled in such a short amount of time. I'm like, we missed that by just this much. Because now there are girls that wrestle in Buell.
But there were those outliers back in the day, though.
Yeah.
There was this one girl at state my senior year, this black girl that everyone had their eyes on. I think she even placed. She would dominate guys. She was the only girl. And she was in the state tournament whooping dudes.
These dudes.
Yeah, whooping dudes. She was like 130 or something, 130 pounds. So they were like probably lighter. She was small. And they were squirreling around, and she was good. Like, she literally, I feel like, I don't know, I assumed at the time because the guys were so light, they didn't have a lot of muscle mass. I was like, it's because they're not big guys. They're like light muscle mass. So it's like skill-based. You know, but they're still equally weight for weight. Yeah. So they should genetically probably have that like a higher advantage, but her skill surpassed it.
Damn.
She was so good. I was in awe by her, And that was weird because it's like you didn't see girls wrestling, but there were the outliers who
Yeah.
didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
They didn't give a damn what the norm was. They just jumped in.
You know what? I think those outliers that didn't care, like for her, for example, I bet you she had parents in her corner cheering her on to do that. And I feel like that's what we lacked.
Yeah.
Was parents that were in touch with that desire. And like my parents were not even like that never came up. You know, it's just kind of like a thought.
And you kind of think, I think if I was a parent trying to empathize with them, I would think that maybe you get bullied. Like a girl doing wrestling. Yeah. Everyone's going to think you're like, you know, like a tomboy. They're going to bully you.
Yeah. Go look at
and
you,
so you
trying to be tougher
them.
than you are.
And you're going to get beat up by boys? What? There's no girls you're going to wrestle? I'm not going to send my baby precious girl to go get beat up by boys and get bullied.
My mom would never, she'd be like, no. She watches me do jiu-jitsu now and she's like, huh.
Are you serious?
I want to get in there and get her off of you.
Get off.
Get off of her. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She like, I think they kind of struggled with the idea of me. They're like, jiu-jitsu.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And now my dad's like, you know, I'll walk it. Like I walked into the restaurant today after training and he's like, hey, what are you doing? He calls it juji.
Juji? Nice. That's cool.
Freestyle juji? Did you go to juji? And I go, yep, I did. So now it's just normal.
You ever grapple with your dad? Did you ever grapple
No. With I mean, we kind of mess around and
like play around grappling.
Stuff.
So has he felt like, oh, she knows what she's doing now?
I don't know that I have ever like
tried enough.
Yeah.
You're like
just playing around.
Play, yeah.
I keep it in check.
Yeah.
But
he probably knows from watching you.
I'm gonna tell you what. There is some merit. I did not think this of my parents, but there is some merit to the athleticism that I have in me. I'm like, I see it in them. Now my dad.
You see the genetic line.
And I didn't know that before. I was like, my parents aren't athletic at all growing up. You know, I was like, where did I get this sportiness in me?
The chosen one.
Yeah, I'm like, where did this come from? Nobody in my family is really sporty unless the boys are like playing soccer, you know, in Mexico or whatever, the cousins I had. But like, no, but I just was like, none of our parents did sports growing up that I know of.
They were busy working.
Yeah.
Putting together a restaurant.
Exactly.
Is that what they did their whole, like, when did you get into the restaurant business officially? Because you had that place in Buell. Was it Juanita's? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had the place in Buell. And the cursed spot. Yeah. That spot always changed.
The taco place? Or
that
what?
one spot across Arctic Circle.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, but you guys ran it
She
good.
had it for a while.
Yeah, you guys did it good. You guys like the longest
years.
standing. And then you upgraded. Over to here. That place is gone, right? Because you just moved here?
Their partners are still there.
Oh, they are still there. Oh, okay. So it's literally still there. You guys broke the curse.
Still there.
Before that, you remember how many places would go in and out there?
Constantly. It's like the place here on Shoshone when we were there for a little bit too, in front of like the First Federal Bank and stuff. That's the tiny little thing.
It's like just a little like
That's
it was a cafe
spot too. Yeah.
Is it a cafe right now?
I think it's like a Oaxacan restaurant.
Oh, it's a Mexican place now. What? Yeah, exactly. There's some places for some reason.
Yeah, because we don't know what's next.
People don't want to stop in certain spots.
Yeah.
That's like a weird spot.
It is a weird spot.
Weird.
Yeah.
Hard to market there, I guess.
Yeah, it is. But basically, they were busy just like working and stuff. And so I've recently seen like with my mom, I kind of did have wrestled a little bit here and there. And you cannot lift that woman. She is
dense.
I'm like, God dang, girl. She just will like squat down and like I can pick up dudes easier at jiu-jitsu than I can pick her up.
She got that center of gravity control.
Yes,
those hips been to work popping you out.
Yeah.
She knows how to ground them.
Exactly. She's just like, you're not going to lift me. She hates being lifted. She's like, she hates being up above the ground. And so she just like will not allow it.
Smart. That's cool that she knows her hip, like that positioning.
She does. And you know, naturally, because like we were playing, we had like a little get together at the park. We set up like the volleyball net and we were playing volleyball and I'm like, dang, Mom, you're good. She goes, I played back in my day. And then we kind of had this little moment where we were kind of grappling and wrestling. And then my cousin started kind of wrestling her and he tried to take her down, could not. And he's a big boy, like short, but just built, you know? And he's like trying to take her down, could not. Actually, she reversed it. And like took him down. Yeah. But she ended up with like him on, but she knew like immediately the whole like closed guard.
Yeah.
You know, like not a lot of people will like naturally do that. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, Mom, I gotta take you to jiu-jitsu. That was like all very natural for you to just do that. And she goes, yeah, maybe I should. And so I'm like, okay. well, now I see where I get it.
Yeah, you should take her. That'd be cool.
My dad is dense
or
too.
just start
like
keep
that
doing it yourself with her.
Yeah, I don't know. She
She actually doesn't want to.
Yeah.
She's
she
like,
was joking.
"Sure."
She was bluffing. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I will go kick your butt.
And she's like, no, I don't need to go to jiu-jitsu to kick your butt. I can do it right here.
Don't you think there's like this instinctive flow you eventually find with like the grappling vibe? Because my final year of wrestling, I leaned a lot towards judo because I hyperextended my elbow, and so it was like very sensitive moving it out. And so my coach Gambrell at the time taught me how to just like pull. He had a lot of judo background. He taught me how to just like start hip tossing people. And I would just use that baby all the time through my senior year for just quick pins and stuff. Push, pull, boom. And you get that hip, you start getting the push and pull feel, that judo, where each other's pulling. The judo flow. And then with wrestling, scrambles, even jiu-jitsu scrambling, there's this like flow where you can feel where the pressure's going and you move into it or
you're
know
like,
where to
okay,
counter.
I'll take you that way.
Yeah, and you start like rolling around together.
Yep.
And I feel like that's like this like instinctive, like you can just feel where the body's moving. Like it's like obviously you got to get the reps in, but like your mom, for instance, it's like she's just can feel that flow, where the bodies are going and where the leverage is at.
Yeah, some people are a little bit more naturally attuned.
I don't think they're thinking about it.
No,
it's just the flow, like that intuitive. Like
some people come in and I'm like, okay,
you got enough flow.
You got enough. We need to work on that.
Yeah,
it's pretty rough.
Yeah,
but
the spectrum.
Eventually they work. If like you said, when you practice something long enough, you become proficient enough to make people think that like, oh wow,
you got enough data recognition. You absorbed all the info, data, and now it's just flowing.
I just do agree that some people have to put in extra more effort. Work than others. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's people with talent.
Yeah, natural abilities. I think, but
genetic gifts.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of merit for people who put in the work. Because I know it's like, oh, they're so talented, they're so da-da-da. But more often than not, they've put the hours in. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I feel like a lot of the people that are born with natural abilities will often depend on that so much that then their discipline starts.
It's because like right after the first layer of martial arts, it's technique based. It's like you can flow all you want, but there's techniques to everything. And if someone knows, it's calculation. It's calculated flow at the highest levels. Yeah. Everything is so calculated, but they've done it so much that they don't even have to think about that calculation. It just inputs by itself,
right? Because
they've just repeated it. But so the person who has all the flow with no calculation, they run into someone with calculation, it just jams the flow instantly. Especially for martial arts, especially.
So this guy came in to teach today. His name is Jason Flynn. He's from, I don't know if you know him, but he's from Boise. He is part of the System Jiu-Jitsu gym in Boise. He just came in and like blew my mind today on how to approach.
Oh, I think
jiu-jitsu.
He posted a story saying you got a lot to think about.
Yes, much to ponder.
What was the pondering?
Dude, I'm like, he said he was going to be there on Friday. I hope he is, because I'm like, I want some more of it. He has this very conceptual, like, big idea sort of approach to jiu-jitsu. It's all based on ideas, and it's all based on pushing his students to problem solve themselves. It's not like your typical, I'm going to show you a move, I'm going to show you a technique, now you drill it, okay, now we roll. It's very much so like, he says he did it a little bit with us today, gives you a drill to do, and gives you like limitations. And you're supposed to solve the problem that he gives you in that situation. And if you're doing the same thing over and over again and it's working, he goes, okay, now don't do that thing that's working. Find a different way.
You spawn creativity.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. And I'm like, whoa, that's cool. Because I get so stuck on the same path towards a move or towards a position or towards a submission that then I don't like open this world of possibilities to transition from one thing to the other, which is fantastic, because that's kind of what I've been wanting. I've been like, how do I get better at seeing other things from this position? And I mean, there's a lot of room for growth in that, but I just thought it was so cool. His approach is
that's completely
really
metaphorical of the universe, I think, because I mean, clearly I'm a person who, my movie poster right there, I'm a guy of creativity, you know, like I like to think about creativity. And when I realized with unlimited options, you think you have so much room for creativity, is unlimited potential, but it's the opposite. The more limited, the more creative. And I think of it, to put it into perspective, I like this example that Jordan Peterson did once, and let's play a game. You want to play? All right, let's go. You start us off.
All right. Any game?
Yeah, let's start right now.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
You just set the rules. You just set a limitation.
Yep.
I have to guess a rule. Like we had anything to do, but there's nothing to do until you have limits.
Right.
And even with cinema, you have if you have a 360 camera, there's no creativity going on. You're just capturing everything. When you get cinematic is when you zoom in. When I zoom at this, I have a close up here and then I pan up and I look at you and I'm showing you. I limited everything what I could do. And now I'm showing you, and I have to work creatively with my limits. And that's where real creativity comes, just like in the scenario that you're painting with jiu-jitsu. It's so funny. And with this universe, why it's a metaphor of the universe, we have limits. We have the four forces that give us limits: the electromagnetic force, gravity, the nuclear forces. Those things are confining limits to our to this universe's like fabric of reality. Yeah. And because of those limits, we get to live in a way that lets us be creative.
Is in constant form of discovery.
Yeah, yes, creativity. It's like running into a problem and approaching it with a solution that's creative because we have limits on how we can even solve that problem.
Yeah. And all developments have come from, what if this? What
problem,
if that?
solution.
Yes, exactly. And that's exactly what he's talking. He's like, problem, find the solution.
So it was a great exercise for creativity, huh?
Yeah, well, and just like you said, in jiu-jitsu, but it also applies to everything else. You know, we have a problem. Okay, let's look for a solution. And if you don't, you get stagnant, you get stuck, you get behind.
I think I know why that resonates with you so well today. Tell me if I'm hitting it right. It seems like there's a point, and I felt like I've reached this when by training martial arts. I had this moment of like clarity of sorts where it's like I almost overthink everything, and you realize everything can just be like a go with like, oh, your arm's right here, let me just
yeah, I'm trying to be like that more. I'm really trying, and it's so hard because what I expressed to him today, he was like, any questions, and I'm like, okay, what are your tips for finding the balance between getting so stuck on one path and like pushing it, being stubborn, you know, so that you can get to your end goal, and being open to all possibilities and like, oh, that didn't work, so let me pull out and try a different way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't want to get stuck on giving, because I used to be like that, where I would just give up too soon, is what I explained to him, where I would try something, I would try to go in one direction for like a guard pass, for example. And like, oh, that didn't work that way. Well, okay, I guess, you know, then I just give up, pull back, where I've had people looking from the outside in saying, what are you doing? Why are you retreating? You could have done XYZ to get to where you want. I could see your line of sight. I could see where you wanted to get to, but you like retreated a little too early. So because I've had that pointed out to me, I've tried to be a little bit more of a battering ram and work towards the other end where it's like, I'm gonna fucking get there. Sorry. But it's like, you know, I just get like worked up about it. I'm like, you're not going to let me through. I'm going to get through. Like, I'm going to get to the other side. I'm going to pass your guard. But also, I'm trying to balance that with like, I'm going to try to pass your guard this way. Okay, you want to block me there? That's fine. You can block me there. I'm going to go around the other way.
Staying intelligent.
Yeah. Like,
not just aggressive.
Yeah. And so I think I was straying from that path of seeing what other options there were along this pathway. And so I was getting a little more towards the aggressive, stubborn side, I guess, of it. And so I'm like, okay, he's opened me back up to move around, see what else there is. It's not necessarily giving up.
It's like being limited to see what you have limited yourself. But because it's like the whole point of the Gracies being so amazing is they broke away from the standard limitations. They're like, let's think about out of the box solutions. And they created Brazilian Jiu Jitsu from Japanese Jiu Jitsu.
Right.
And it's because they went out of the box. They started going out of the box. But it's almost like they looked at their limitations and it allowed the setting limitations. Like we're small people, we got to fight big people, limited. And then they're like creative, let them break out of the box.
Yeah.
Because they were able to, it's almost like using a magnifying glass to study harder. It's like, let me look at the details real quick.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, there's things there I didn't even realize were there.
Yep. Little, what do they call them? Nuances, right? Or just the tiny subtle movements that you didn't see before. And it could either be zooming in or it could either be zooming out.
Yeah, third person perspective, stepping out.
For me today, it was like zooming out a little bit is what I felt. It was what I felt like I was doing, yeah. Because there was one moment in particular where he was kind of like watching me roll with this guy, and he had this thing that he would shout out. He'd go out, in, through. He's like, you have these options, right? Out, in, through, and then there was another one. But basically, it was like, okay, if I went in and it didn't work, now go back out. Okay, now go find the angle, cut the angle, left, right, try to find a way through. That didn't work. So he's like constant
pathways.
Movement. Yeah, constant, like, look for this, look for that. And so I kept trying to like go in one direction, and he was saying, out, out. And I wasn't listening. I was like stuck. I told him, I was like, I was stuck on stupid. I was like, I'm going in.
You set your mission already.
Yeah. And he's like, out.
Blocked you.
He said, and I finally, I pulled out of that situation, and I saw what else there was. And it's like, okay, there it goes. Now I saw what other opportunity there was, where I was just so like honed in on this one thing. I couldn't see what opportunity there was on this side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It's a limiting, putting the pathway limits so that you can run into new options, because you hit a wall. Here's your options. All right, you need more options. These options aren't good enough. Boom, over here. Yeah. New options. Yeah. Are these good enough? Oh, but over here. And it simplifies it when you just have an in, out, and what was that?
In, out,
through.
Through.
What's the difference between through and in and out? It seems like you have to go in to go through.
That's what I was thinking.
I guess you got to go back and learn a little more.
This guy's like, exactly. That's why I'm like, please come back.
Yeah.
Or I'm
that's
like,
how you know you really know, though.
I'll
is when
go
you
train.
Can teach.
Yeah, I'll go train in Boise. Like, I want to go see what else, because it was very eye-opening. I was like, wow.
One thing that I want to know before we wrap up, though, is your restaurant journey. So your parents, when did you guys move to Buell?
It was like halfway through my first grade year.
Oh, really? Oh, so pretty later.
Yeah, 2001.
Oh, okay.
2001.
And where were you guys before that?
Wendell.
What? Oh, all right. Before that?
Oregon.
What? And then?
Before that? Washington.
What?
Before that, California.
I'm guessing this is your parents' trail, not yours?
Yes. I was 4 by the time we moved to Wendell.
Are your parents
we did a lot of moving.
The U.S. or are they from Mexico?
No, they immigrated from Mexico.
They immigrated from Mexico?
They were teenagers.
Are they Oaxacan?
No.
Obviously, look at you. I said that because the restaurant was in my mind. I just want to use that word.
Oaxacan.
Oaxac.
Yes. Not spelled how you would think.
Yeah.
Oaxaca.
But what were you guys
They're from Jalisco.
Jalisco.
Yeah. So my mom is from Tequila. Well, technically. She's like Twin Falls is Tequila and Filer is her town. So basically, you know what I'm saying? So she just, whenever people don't really know, she just says Tequila. Yeah. 2 hours outside of Guadalajara. Whoa. And so, but it's actually called Amatitan, tiny little town.
You guys visit often?
No.
You hear any word that things getting crazy there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is it?
It's pretty, my cousin just went. It's pretty peaceful for the most part if you stay out of people's way.
Yeah, if you're off radar.
But my cousin's had a couple encounters. He does food too. He actually studied culinary and baking arts, and he was here for a few months, kind of helping us train our new baker, which was super awesome to have him here for that time. But he does like carnitas and food back home, and so people hire him to make carnitas for like weddings, parties, birthdays, get-togethers. We had a situation where his buddy recommended him to somebody to hire him to do carnitas at a party, and this person was a narco, a member of the cartel, And my cousin did not know this, so he took the job. And he found out, but he's like, well, I'm not going to, what are they going to do if I decide to not show up?
You're scaring him.
Oh, with the cartel stories.
Probably
he's like, not the cartels. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he did the gig?
So he did the gig, and so he serves, does the whole thing. Everything's fine. They're trying to he's like, come on, drink with me. And he's like, no, man, it's okay. He goes, God. I'm telling you to drink with me. And he's like, okay. So he was kind of sipping on it slowly, so that they wouldn't get him drunk. Because he's like, these guys get me drunk. I'm effed, And so then he's trying to wrap up and clean up and leave. He's like, all right, guys, well, I'm good. I'll get out of here. And he's like, no. Tú te quedas. You're staying. With balls, dude. You have no option. You're staying here and you're going to drink with us. And he was like, oh my God, just sweating bullets. Thankfully he was fine. Eventually he came home and it was good. Had a great time. But he was like, oh God. So he told his friend, he went back and he's like, don't you ever do that to me again. Because his friend knew who these people were. Don't ever do that to me again. He's like,
some people like to downplay it. They like to be like, cartel people are good
fine,
people. They're cool.
It's fine. But eventually, you don't know what's going to unravel.
Dark business.
And then it starts affecting your family.
Yes.
So, yep. You can unintentionally get involved somehow.
Yeah. Well, it's just loose chaos. You're putting yourself next to people who are just living on chaos and power.
Yep.
And no rules.
Yeah.
And fuck you.
And it's a slow fade. I think people go and they think they're living and it's fine, it's peaceful if you just don't get involved. But I think that's dangerous. It's just a business. It is. It's dangerous because
business with no law. Mm-hmm. You're now living worse than Wild West. They'll chop your head off.
You're living in anarchy of sorts.
It's the opposite of how we were talking about civilizations. Is us talking? Mm-hmm. They're living in the barbarian times. Really, where it's we're not talking. Yeah. I'll shoot you.
Truly.
Or chop your head off with a chainsaw.
There's no discourse. Yeah. You don't do what I want you to do. Okay, well, now your family dies.
Yeah.
And that's wild.
Yeah.
And it comes back to letting evil conquer. I think that if people don't rebel against it, it's dangerous. But hopefully there will be a great rebellion soon.
Yeah, things are pretty good right now from my perspective. But lots of parts of the world's got a lot of darkness taking over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my family's from Juarez, so we got I got some cartel stories too that are just, that pisses me off.
It just makes me sad because Mexico is this great, there's a lot of beautiful, it's a land of resources. It's a land of beauty and wonder. It's full of corruption. Mm-hmm. That's what sucks. Yeah. I mean, everywhere's corrupt, but there's barbaric corruption. Yeah. Where it's it's ruined it for the good ones.
It gets deep too, obviously, with the drug connected with CIA and all this stuff. You can go into the down rabbit holes of the root of things, but at the base level, we take it with communities, when you have communities that have people who think it's cool to live lawless, then you got someone in your community that's down to force you to do things you don't want to do or just kill you. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. Yeah,
and these kids are growing up with when I grow up, I'm gonna be in the cartel.
I know kids like that. Yeah.
Whatever gang is in charge of their region, right? It's I'm gonna be a Zeta. I'm gonna be a this. I'm gonna be a that, and it's and people just go, oh, just kids being kids.
I mean, do you remember me ever when I was in a cholo phase? Remember me? I always had a cholo phase where I was sureño, rocking a blue bandana, spray painting Buell, wanted to get in fights at the park against the red bandana kids or the norteños on the north side of town. I guess I was living on the south side of town. Behind Ridley's.
Guess it worked out.
I was behind the apartments in Ridley's, Casey Meadows.
Yeah.
So that's technically south side. So I was a true sureño.
Yeah.
But there's this sense of belonging. It's probably the same feeling you have at jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. I found it in the Marines, this feeling where you have camaraderie.
I was going to say every human has a deep need for community. And if that is misguided or not guided at all, you will eventually be pulled towards either one good community or one bad community, one way or the other.
I think especially with boys who have this sense of masculinity desire in them, masculinity is just Fire Nation. You got fire and you could bring warmth and cook food and do good things and protect, or you could burn Katara.
Destroy. Yeah, exactly. If it's not controlled.
What do they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to control it.
Absolutely.
So your parents come to America.
Yep.
They get to Washington to Oregon to Wendell.
Just
to
looking for work.
Yeah.
Looking for work. Looking for work.
Food
following
oriented the whole time?
No, it was very, as always, agricultural. Yeah.
Seasonal work pretty much, probably popping around.
Yeah. Dairy work, farm work.
Did you do dairy work ever?
I did not. No, we lived on a dairy for a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Oh, same here. But I was going out milking cows.
You were out doing it?
I was doing the thing.
No, my dad kept me home like a pretty princess.
Oh, that's nice. That's why also you didn't do wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
you got saved from the cows, though.
I go against a lot of the ways I think.
Tradition.
I think my dad wants me to be
princess.
I don't know if he wants me to be, but like at the restaurant, like I'll be lifting stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I deadlift more than that every day, you know, downstairs in my gym.
Picking up men.
Yeah, or at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, let me get that for you. And I'm like, Dad, I'm like, just let me do it, you know? And so he's always wanted me to be independent. He's always wanted me to make sure I have a way to make my own money and survive on my own without being dependent on a man. So he's a little feminist in that sense, but he is very much like, my little princess.
My little flower.
Yeah, my little flower. Yeah.
Mulan.
Yeah.
Your little Mulan.
Yeah. I'm like, I will go fight for you, Dad. And he's like, no. Yeah.
You bring dishonor.
Yeah. Dishonor to your cow. Or was you
dishonor to your cow.
Dishonor to your family.
Cricket or something.
Yeah. I love that movie.
I love Mulan.
I
and she's
love it.
Technically a princess, I think.
Technically.
I would say
she's
animal
a Disney
friend.
princess. Yeah, I would say so.
Well, technically she was supposed to be like the
but-
scribe or something.
Yeah.
Because she was supposed to take that dude's job.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah.
yeah. She's technically not a princess. She'd have to be one of the emperor's daughters, right? Like
she would have been like he would have been like, I'm adopting you as a daughter.
Yeah.
But no, she's a straight up knight.
Yeah.
She's a warrior.
Yeah.
Okay, so then your parents get to Buell with you.
So
first grade or something like that, third grade.
Eventually to Buell, and then that's where I grew up.
Yeah.
That's where they start. My dad was still in the cattle industry for a very long time. Dairies first, then worked his way up, I guess, if you want to look at it that way, to the hoof trimming business, which financially was a really good gig for us because it pays well.
Yeah.
But
getting involved with horses?
Still.
Or is that for?
No, so he was doing hoof trimming for cows
really?
on dairies. Yeah.
I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah. Because, you know, when cows' hooves
like
get infected. Yep. So it's same thing that they have to do for horses, but you got to do for cows, especially around here where
there's a lot of cows.
Yeah,
that's why it makes money, huh? Dang.
Yep, exactly.
No shortage of demand.
Yep, always is rain, snow, heat.
So he has good money coming. It sounds like things are great, and then somehow you guys say, "Let's open a restaurant."
Well, that was on my mom. I don't know. She always talks about. She's always like, I don't know. I just felt like God said to do it, so I said do it. She's always been a very faithful woman in that sense. She's like, I don't know. Looking back, like I feel like if I was this age when the Lord said, hey, do this, I'd be like, no, that sounds scary, because it was scary. There was times I never knew, which I think they did a very good job with this, but I never knew when we were barely going to cut it.
Well, the restaurant business, I hear, is supposed to be one of the most cutthroat ones. Like the terms of like overhead versus profit, like and the consistency of consumer base. It's like very competitive.
The profit margin.
Profit margin, very competitive.
Very slim.
Slim and competitive, obviously, especially Mexican food. In Buell, I feel like it's pretty competitive.
Yep. It's like all we have to eat over there. So she just was like, right. So when you think about it statistically, dumb move. And she's thinking now, in retrospect, she's like, dumb move. Should not have, like, I wouldn't have done that now, I think. But she did. She just full faith sent it and had the taco truck for a while. There were hard times. Definitely, I guess, times where they were not quite sure if they were going to make the mortgage payment. No, I never knew it.
Yeah.
You know, support her. I'm coming like, Mom, can I get all the stuff on the spirit pack for freaking basketball? And she's like, you can have one. You can have one thing. And I was always like, all these other girls have everything on the spirit
hoodie
pack.
and the sweats and the cap
and the beanie. Why do I only get the t-shirt? You know, but I didn't freaking know.
You gotta go for the sweats.
Yeah.
Sweatpants are the best.
Sweats that I never, like, I got rid of all that crap anyway. It's so
oh my gosh.
stupid, dude.
That shit was cool though.
Yeah, it was cool if you had it.
It's
you were
vintage
cool.
now.
Yeah. I think I have like one t-shirt from all that crap that I bought back then, but in the time it had its use. But anyway, so yeah, there was times that were tough, but they never let me know. I was never aware. And so then eventually, you know, with her hard work and effort and on both of their parts, my dad supporting her in this dream, and she...
What a gangster.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a stud.
In the winter, in there with her little space heater, freaking cold as crap in that little tin box. Yeah. And in the summer, hot as crap with a tiny little swamp cooler to like, they were standing in front of it.
It was worse than tequila.
Yeah. Well, actually
tequila was more paradise.
No, not for her. She grew up
small
pretty rough.
village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She grew up like up. She was older when they moved into
building
town.
their own houses with just a few community members kind of vibe.
Well, she lived up in like my grandpa had like a farm. So she and Mexico's always been a little bit more behind than the States. So she's like, we should have had like tractors, like John Deere tractors. We were still like, we were quick. Plowing with a freaking donkey. Like, what the freak? She's like, I came to the United States like, whoa, why are we so behind? Yeah. Yeah.
My God.
But
it's
no,
expensive.
she grew up as a little farmhand.
Yeah.
Just doing all of this hard work as if she lived in the freaking 1800s or something crazy. Gosh. Yeah.
Good character building.
Yeah. No, truly, it made her a hard worker. And I think that, then filtered over to her having the grit.
Helped with the grit during this struggle of the restaurant.
Yep. So that took off. Praise God, she did well. People loved her. She also just has like
people skills. Yeah,
she does. And she's kind and compassionate and generous and sweet. And so I think people really resonate with that. And she makes freaking good food too. So
that's what matters the most in the end.
Mix it all together and you've got the perfect formula to have a successful restaurant. And so then she went into business with a couple homies that she knew. That's how Juanita's came to be, the brick and mortar place, not the truck.
That's a big move. That was the big deal.
It was a big move because now you got this big old building
establishment
to pay for and maintain and make it look nice. And it's,
the drive-through and all of it was legit.
They were there for 8 years, I think.
Dang.
8 years, 9 years maybe.
And what did you do during this? Were you working in the kitchen and stuff? They put you to work?
No, I was, my mom and dad were really big on wanting me. Like, I worked there, the front and everything, now and again, but they were big on school.
Yeah.
Got to finish school, do well in school. That's your one job, and you better do it well. So if I came home with C's, no good. No good. They're like, I know you can do better than that. And so, they pushed me to really focus on school. And, I loved it. I loved going to school. It was a good experience for me. I tried to be active in everything, as you know. And then BSU, they think they had just been at that brick and mortar place a couple years, and then I went off to college. CSI first, actually, and then BSU. And then I came back, taught, and then they were like, do you want to move to Twin with us and start a restaurant over there? And I'm like, that's the
crazy part I'm trying to get to.
You're a whole story.
You're a co-founder now.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
I would use that term lightly.
Oh my gosh.
Co-founder? I don't know. I think it was already there. They did. I'm riding on the coattails of my parents' hard work, I would say. Dalton, he always says no, you got to take some merit for it because a lot of kids wouldn't take that opportunity and they wouldn't, toil alongside their parents. And I'm like, yeah, but they kind of make it easy. Like they did a lot of the hard work. I mean, I think that the reason that we're doing so well here is because they put in all those years of sacrifice and like the nitty gritty hard work to build it to what it is now. Because a lot of their clients from Buell actually got pulled over here to Twin. There were people that lived in Twin that would like drive to Buell. They're driving to the hot springs or something. And so then they'd stop by at Juanita's. And so they got to know my mom and dad, or people that were from Buell and they moved to Twin and they're like, we found you. Oh my gosh, we didn't know you were over here. So I think they sort of developed this foundation, this baseline, and I'm just kind of reaping the benefits. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, I know it's obvious you're a hard worker. Your parents got you, put a good head on your shoulders, I think, making you focus on school and kindness. I think you've always, in my perspective of knowing you, have been a very gentle and fun person to be around. Obviously you're not spoiled. You're very grateful for your parents' hard work. So what you got going on in Tojos now? Because that's so cool that when I found out that you're a co-founder, lightly used at that place.
Used, yes.
I mean, it's just straight up cool to see the growth of your family, and it's just a fellow member of Buell. When you see, from our small community rising, you're like, dang, making it.
Well, that's how I feel about you. So there you go. It's a mutual feeling.
It feels good to see each other rise.
That's how we all feel about each other. I think coming from such a tight-knit community where, you grew up with all these homies and you see them doing great things. You're just like,
it feels like a flex now. I'm more proud of Buell than ever when I'm out and about with like big name people shooting documentaries with them. And I'm like, where you in LA? You in New York? I'm like, no, I'm from Idaho. I'm from a tiny little town called Buell where no one, like, what the hell am I doing over here with you guys? Yep. What would you expect? But it's just so fun, the journey of figuring out where it's all going to lead.
It is, and all of those things that happened to us in little Buell, Idaho, just like make us into who we are today. It's all part of the journey.
Us little small town kids capable of taking on the world.
Hell yeah.
But so anything cool going on in Tojos? What's up with it?
Well, we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary, actually.
Yeah?
November 21st.
Oh, yeah. You celebrated?
I think I'm trying to put together a little, like, paint and sip sort of situation.
Oh, really?
Kind of cool. Yeah. With a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of waiting on the go-ahead from her. She's a little bit nervous about it. Gosh. Yeah, but she sounds excited. I know. That's what I'm like, I feel like you'd be so capable. It's just like a fun thing, celebration.
Yeah. Don't take it so serious, just have fun.
Yeah, I was going to see if maybe we could get somebody to like play some live music, but man, we're just always so busy to put together events like this. It's just
extra
before you know
energy.
it, it's like, oh my gosh, that date's around the corner. Holy crap. And so we're slowly getting to the point where hopefully in this next year we won't be so busy with the front, like actually doing restaurant things, like taking orders,
getting the machine running.
That we can do more back end things and more to help it grow.
Yeah,
that's the hope. But so far so good. We've been growing. And
are you still making those desserts that you posted about?
Heck
those like a handcrafted.
Yeah, our baker Lupita, she's been freaking rocking it. So she's the one that my cousin trained a little bit when he was here. Kind of gave her some tips and tricks, showed her how to make a couple of he showed her how to do the bolillo bread. So now we do fresh bolillo every day, which probably no.
No, what's bolillo?
It's the bread that we use for tortas and stuff, like the fresh made bread.
We have it there. I'm not sure.
You never had the
I'm
sandwich?
I'm gonna have to come by and eat it,
dude. Yes. You never had a Mexican sandwich? Torta?
No, I miss my mom not making me sandwiches.
Freaking
we just made enchilada ceviche.
That's good stuff too. That's good stuff.
We had a pretty limited menu, I realized.
You know what? It's okay.
But it's my favorite. Literally nothing like mama's cooking.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. It's mom's cooking.
Well, I'm gonna come and try that. I hope you guys do something for the 3. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
I would love to come.
Let you know.
If you paint sip, I'm coming. Me and Ravina like painting.
Come on, a little date night. Date night for you guys. But yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much for doing my podcast.
Thank you.
We already ran 2 hours apparently.
Oh, good night.
Super fun time.
Really?
Let's get out of here.
Dang.
Peace out, everybody.